months. Welcome back to the Comics Aficionados live on Thinking Critical YouTube. Hope everyone's having a fantastic weekend. And Perch will not be here. In fact, I think Perch is out on business, and I don't think he's going to be available to even consider joining the channel for like a month or something like that. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens there. But hopefully everything's going well with him. But it's a big weekend. We got San Diego Comic-Con going on. We've got the Fantastic Four First Steps debuting, and it's a Nerdgasm weekend. But Josh, you're the big pop culture guy. You haven't even seen the Fantastic Four yet.
No, I haven't had a chance to. I had family stuff last night, and then got home at like 11:30. Then hopped on a stream till 2:30 in the morning, and got about 5 hours of sleep. And now I'm here, so I'm gonna see it tomorrow. So,
did you see Superman? What did you think?
I did. I thought it was okay. I think some people are overpraising it because it's positive and maybe not as doom and gloom as he was in BVS and stuff. But I think structurally it's a mess. So
you actually went and saw a superhuman movie, superhero movie, Superhuman. What did you think of Superman? You don't normally see these things.
No, I don't normally, but the store got together and we went as a group, and it was fun. I thought the plot, it was pretty paper thin, but it didn't get screwed up, so that's pretty good. And I thought the motivations of the characters were pretty cool for me. Although, like, if I had to be nitpicky, I really hated the Kents and Metamorpho. But, what are you going to do? Who cares about Metamorpho, right?
Nobody. I care about the Kents way more than I care about the L's, though.
I'm with you on the Kents, Yule. 100%. They pissed me off.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling it. I thought they were kind of dorky and just not what we needed for that moment in the movie, I think.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So, look, my whole thing was Southern isn't stupid. Like,
Well, they're not Southern. They're Midwestern. They're from Kansas.
Yeah, but they played them like super, super deep South.
Like if Aaron Sparrow wrote the script and he was trying to talk down to our level of people in the Midwest.
Yeah, sure.
And rightfully so.
And to be fair, because when I talked about this on my show, I had a lot of people being like, "Oh, why are you, talking about the?" I'm from the South, guys. I'm from deep, deep South. I'm hillbilly, Galicia.
You mean you just live in Texas?
No, I'm from a small ass farm town in Texas. Like I
Texas isn't the South. Texas.
Yeah,
is
I
Texas.
have a friend that would get very upset if I called the Texas the South.
Yeah. Southern culture and Texas culture are different things.
Yeah, I mean,
fair. You're not
it really
wrong.
looks like South to me.
Yeah.
Maybe in the
I haven't seen it yet. I'm just busting your guys' balls. But it wasn't all happy this week, Yule. We lost Ozzy Osbourne, iconic rock star. I seen him in concert when I was 14 years old at Stone Amphitheater during his No More Tours tour. And then we lost the immortal Hulk Hogan. Hulkamania never dies. I couldn't believe it, dude.
Not quite so immortal after all, huh?
Well, that's what they called him.
Yeah, well,
and
they called him a lot of things.
And Hulkamania died in 1995.
Bobby Heenan tried so long to kill Hulkamania. This long.
Yeah. So I thought that was really sad. I remember Hulk Hogan being such an enormous part of my childhood. And I think that's probably how most of us Gen Xers feel,
Yeah.
Well, without a doubt. He was
He was a live action superhero.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was the perfect thing to watch after reading comic books,
It really was.
That's why so many people that like comics like wrestling as well. It's like it's male soap.
That and Kung Fu movies were really really awesome in the afternoon.
Who doesn't love Kung Fu
on
movies?
Saturdays, and it was you watch wrestling in the middle morning, and then in the afternoon there was a 2-hour Kung Fu movie. Just great childhood. Thanks, Dad.
I love our childhood of violence.
So you're an enormous wrestling fan. I know you've had your own wrestling podcast and stuff like this. Did it hit you right in the balls?
No, because so last night I did a live stream talking to someone that I sent to the comic show. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. And I talked about Hulk Hogan. And as you get smarter, more wised up to the industry. We're going to be talking about comic books, obviously. You kind of know things like, he isn't very good at selling. He isn't really good work. I mean, he works what he does well. He's just not really a good worker. He's a great promo. He's a great presence. And he totally did like that to try and get up out of the 3 count with the Ultimate Warrior, kind of not giving him the proper
screwed over Bret Hart and Sting. Yeah,
without a doubt, he's not
business.
done the proper put over things that he was supposed to do ever.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
This is the first time he did the job.
Well, yeah, even after Warrior, when he lost, as he was leaving, he was doing like the sad eyes, getting all the attention on him.
Yeah, I know. He fucked
Warrior.
the Rock up too. I'm sorry. First F word me.
No, it's all good.
Hogan. I mean, we're not even going to be talking about any of his other extracurricular problems.
Right.
It's just his wrestling. He was, he was the star though, without a doubt. He was the guy.
He was 100% the star.
He made wrestling mainstream.
He was an even bigger legend in his own mind.
He said in his book that he was considered to be they wanted him to be guitar for Metallica.
Yeah.
He was also supposed to get the George Foreman grill, but he passed on it for a juicer or something. He's a world-class liar. He liked to embellish the stories a bit.
Without a doubt. I mean,
as an on-screen character, you got the rock and wrestling revolution that mainstreamed obviously wrestling. Then you got WrestleMania 3, which galvanized all that stuff. And then once wrestling trailed off, it was him and the NWO and the WCW takeover that revitalized wrestling, that ended up pushing WWF at the time to a whole nother level.
We have a company that's pushing another company hardcore right now.
Oh yeah,
in comics. It feels like that
DC's
NWO,
pushing Marvel.
Well, don't you think? You've been kind of
I'm waiting for Marvel to strike back.
DC's definitely pushing Marvel. Marvel's still kind of asleep.
Competition.
Well, they've got concrete brick boots on.
Yeah,
be so fast.
Yeah. So, been a really interesting week going on here. Yul, do you have any like big interviews or videos going on in your channel that people need to be looking out for? Maybe that just happened?
No, I have one of my big customers goes to San Diego every year. That's who I interviewed yesterday. He's going to be on my show on Tuesday, and we're going to do like a con wrap up from his point of view. Perfect. So, if you like that kind of stuff. And I was able to get him into the lunar little celebrations that they were having, and we talked about that also. So he did that for the store. He represented the store.
So if you want the Fantastic Comics POV on San Diego Comic-Con at the beginning stages, definitely go check that out on Fantastic Comics. There's a link in the video description.
Yes, sir.
And Tuesday, be there, be square.
It's always live.
Always live. Josh, you got anything going on here, dude? You've not even seen Fantastic Four. It feels like you're behind on everything.
No, dude, I am behind on everything. No, I mean, Tuesday we're going to be discussing Fantastic Four over on the channel, so we'll have full spoilers. And then, every Thursday we're doing floppy drop. So Drew and I discussed this week's comic releases. So
very nice.
And then we look at League of Comic. What was that?
Have you read them already?
For this upcoming week?
Yeah. For this week?
No. The week we're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've read this week's.
You said floppy drop on Tuesday.
On Thursdays.
Oh,
so every Thursday we do. Yeah. Tuesday we're doing the Fantastic Four discussion.
All right, Josh, what was your big winner of the week then? Because I know what my big winner was.
I don't know. I feel like this is a heavy week, but not the best week. I enjoyed Geiger. I think that's probably going to be in one of my top ones.
It's not Superman?
I'm behind on Superman. So that's
you got to get caught up.
The gayest shit you've ever said. It's a fucking Dark Legion this week. They finally showed up.
So hey, here's the thing. Like I was reading. I wasn't reading Superman just because at the time I was like, I don't know, man. Josh Williamson, he fails to stick the landing more times than not. But then he did so good with all the Energon stuff that I was like, all right, maybe. And it seems like Superman was kind of up and down and up and down and up and down there for a bit, and now like it's really hitting the stride. The past 3-4 issues. So,
it's good. Sully, you look like a moron. What's going on there?
I do not. I am celebrating the nerd prom by suiting up. Come on, where's everyone else's? Come on, it's San Diego.
It looks like it's glow in the dark. Is that because
these are primary colors? They're attention seeking. They're meant to distract the bad guys away from the shadows where the Dark Knight lurks.
Your grandma didn't want you to get kidnapped on.
I made this
Halloween
myself. Don't blame Anne. She's dead.
Oh. So it's not glow in the dark. It's just really bright.
It's just really bright. I went for the whole. I was going for. This is an old cosplay of mine, and
he used to take that costume to raves. That's what he did.
I could see it with the little fucking glow sticks. Sitting there with Josh, having a good time.
I wear green speedos with this too. It's like, I wanted to be like I wanted to be Batman, Robin 66 and 89. So over the hill, middle-aged, out of shape Robin, bald. It's supposed to be a gag, but yeah, I mean, why? Thanks, man. I mean, yeah, I made this myself.
My 6-year-old would love it. He's got his own Robin costume. He looks great. He won an award on Halloween for it.
Awesome.
Cutest costume.
Aw.
Very nice, Sully. So what's going on in the world of Sully? You cover different aspects of comic books than I do here on the channel. What have you been diving into? What's the dark corner of comic books that you discovered this week?
I only got a couple of books on my pull list this week, and they were okay.
What you talk about on your channel?
On my channel, I usually talk more about these days. I have a Sunday show where I go over all my comics reviews, but I'm talking more about. I'm trying to get my hockey show going back because I haven't done that in a few years, and I'm like, it's July. It's the best time to premiere my hockey show.
Sully, we should have a conversation.
We should
offline. I got some ideas.
Do you do your hockey show in the Robin costume? Is what you?
No, but I do have an extensive array of different Bruins jerseys from over the years. So I always dress up. Hey, it's supposed to be fun. Just like dress up for it, man. So cosplay Batman.
Before we move on, we do want to thank our sponsor. This week's video is sponsored by the Atlantean #3, Russ Leach and crew, right now on Fund My Comic. And let's hear what this is all about. Insane. One man claimed his destiny as king. Now, that legendary tale continues in the Atlantean #3. After Robert E. Howard's classic, The Shadow Kingdom, King Colin Brule hunt down the hidden empire of the Serpent Men. This is their great hunt. 50+ pages of premium sword and sorcery in the legendary Savage Sword of Conan style. Beautiful painted covers, traditional black and white art, and stories that honor Robert E. Howard while blazing new trails. Back the Atlantean #3 on Fund My Comic. New readers get our omnibus catch-up tier. Collectors check out our back issue tier with exclusive prints and original art. Your support doesn't just get you an amazing comic, it keeps independent creators alive. Exclusive rewards only available through this campaign. Here's your QR code to support the Atlantean #3 right now, or check the link in the video description, because some legends demand to be told. We're all gone. Where are we at? Why have we not come back?
I'm not here.
Oh my goodness.
What is going on here?
Oh no!
Where did the moron and the Robin suit go? Jeez.
We're gonna do the rest of the show with.
Oh, it did something there. There we go. Apparently, I screwed up some of the settings. I am a moron. But definitely a huge shout if you haven't checked out the Atlantean #3. It's very, very cool stuff. I love it. Robert E. Howard and our very own Aaron Sparrow is one of the editors on the book and has come up with some really cool story elements. We've been talking about that one behind the scenes for a few months now, and he's super duper excited about that project. And those guys are delivering their 3rd book. So they are proven reliable winners there. Link in the video description. Definitely go check that out if you're a big fan of Cole the Conqueror and some of that really cool stuff in the Robert E. Howard libraries of things. All right, Doc. So you and I recorded a video earlier, and after we were done, we talked about Grant Morrison's legacy on X-Men. And if you want the full conversation, it's going to be exclusive on Patreon. But if there will be an edited down version going up on YouTube. But you know what I realized after the fact, Doc?
Oh,
is that the Grant Morrison new X-Men is The Force Awakens, and then everything after that is The Last Jedi and beyond, where it was all just rejected because they took his ideas that were kind of the rehashes of the original stuff, but with some twists on them, and they ruined everything.
I think you're 100% correct on this.
Nailed the analogy.
And honestly, the Messiah trilogy was just them doing Rogue One. It was the one good little
the outlier.
Interruption outlier in the for like, okay, I think we're getting back to something that everybody loves. And nope. Everything else is fucked.
Man, what did you think about new X-Men, Yule?
I'm a fan, and I agree that everything got screwed up afterwards.
They took all of his ideas and bastardized them.
Yeah, without a doubt. Which reminds me, there was one other thing about the Superman movie, and it ties into the new X-Men.
Go for it.
Zorn?
Chuck Austin being thanked in the movie.
Oh.
I mean, give me a fucking break. What did he ever add to anything?
Gog?
Bad.
Well, he had that one real short run on Action Comics that had Lana Lang back with Superman back in Smallville. There was some good art on that run.
He wasn't the artist.
No, he wasn't. But I mean, it made it better than it probably should have been.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that guy. Not that he might be a great guy, and sorry to any family members, but he got the decree to kill X-Men, kill Grant Morrison's run, do it, and he did it good. That's what I think.
So, Doc, we had a really good discussion, but I was like, holy crap, they freaking the same thing that happened to Star Wars, at least in the movie universe, happened in comic books after Grant reinvented by taking all of Claremont's concepts and changing them a little bit.
Yeah, he put his own spin on just doing it was a cover band, a really good cover band doing a cover of Chris Claremont's greatest hits, and everyone else decided, when you decided to stick like a bunch of, I don't know, weird effects on all along the Watchtower. Yeah, we're going to take all those effects and just do that all the time to everything.
Very nice. Let's give a few shout outs. We got a couple of people, new members of Thinking Critical Patreon. I mentioned earlier, Doc and I will have our unfiltered podcast going live tomorrow morning, where you can get our entire conversation about Grant Morrison and our review of ASM number 8, as well as the Doc Q&A. Lots of fun stuff going on there. Welcome back to the family, Austin M, aka the Mudslayer, the protector of Swampgate. Really appreciate you coming over and supporting the channel. Hope you are enjoying the podcast. And also welcome to Vincent, aka Iron Grappler, the protector of Suplex City. We had to get some wrestling stuff in there, as a little bit of a tribute. Obviously, that's more Brock Lesnar than Hulk Hogan, but I was in a wrestling mood, and I hope you are enjoying everything. If you're interested in supporting us on Patreon, there's a link in the video description, and I hope to see you there. We've got a few people that have chimed in.
I got a
Jack.
question.
What's up?
Here, while we're thinking of it, since we're thinking of suplexes and Hulk Hogan, I do not recall that man ever performing a single suplex in his entire career.
I've seen him do superplexes off the top rope.
Yeah. Not only that, he did a superplex to King Kong Bundy and a steel cage.
Oh, fuck. I remember that. All right. Yep. Never mind.
Jeez, you trying to call him Cena with the 5 moves of doom? Hulk was way bigger than that, dude.
He had 6 moves of doom.
Jagger, too. So the Age of Revelation seems like the most mid thing ever. Am I supposed to take the Sam Guthrie as a big threat? Also, Yule, any word on a certain 3-pack?
It's being worked on, and Sam Guthrie was one of the chosen, right, Doc? I mean, that guy was like going to be the biggest thing ever, right?
He was a member of the externals, but no, I think he's got it wrong. It's Doug Ramsey, not Sam Guthrie.
Doug Ramsey. Okay.
Doug Ramsey's the quote unquote big revelation. Sam Guthrie was just one of the externals. And actually, the last time that was addressed well was when fucking John Malin was drawing Cable, like 7 years ago? Oh, yeah,
that was a good one.
It was a good run.
It was like 6 or 8 issues. Right?
Who wrote that? I can't remember right now.
Oh,
Ed Brisson, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was Ed Brisson.
Yeah, it was good. Going.
And you follow that up with that with that extinction thing where they cut off the wings of Angel.
Yeah.
That was when cool when it set back in time.
He basically just like started
the adios the originals.
Yeah, he did anything he could to make them back to as close of the originals as possible. And then he's like, fuck it, good enough, ship it.
Calum says, I've seen Fantastic Four. It was decent, but there are a lot of buts because it's a dumb person trying to write smart people. They know nothing about gravity.
Well, I don't either.
Would this be like asking the Insane Clown Posse how to write about magnets?
Gravity.
Sorry, old meme.
There's a lot of evidence, at least recent evidence, that we actually don't know much of gravity, and it acts in a much different manner than we have been led to believe, at least in our school teachings, that there are like different types of wave particles and stuff like that. But that is one of the big problems with Fantastic Four, Doc. If you're not smart, you can make yourself look really stupid trying to sound smart.
Yes, exactly. I mean, Dan Slott is a perfect example of that. No, there's been a number of instances over the years where you've had people that think they're smart, or that editorial thinks that they're smart, mostly because editorial is just that retarded, that have put these not smart people on Fantastic Four, and then let the Fantastic Four try to do science-y things. Look, when you have an idiot writing Fantastic Four, that's okay. You just can't have them write science-y things.
Right.
Make them go on an adventure.
Yeah.
Where they don't have to do science.
Sure.
Yeah, like basic, time travel and...
It's time for us to go on a time trip, kids.
Yes, exactly. That's what you do when you have, most of current Marvel's writing.
We landed on an island and the entire indigenous people are worshiping Sue as a god. What will we do to get out of this?
Exactly. When you have people like the current writing roster at Marvel, you write stuff like that. Especially when
they had John Byrne doing stuff, he would talk to his science buddies.
Yes.
He had Larry Niven as a guy to talk to. Not everybody has that kind of stuff, but you can we care about sensitivity writers. We care, it just means fact checkers, someone
a lot of professional writers have these contacts.
Yeah.
If you're writing mystery or crime, and there's a scene with a fucking coroner,
you might know
have a friend that's a doctor.
Detective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You make friends with people that do those jobs so they can they'll give you the layman's version, and that's the kind of shit you put in the comic anyway.
Right.
I mean, a good comic book should have you reaching for showing my old man an encyclopedia. Yeah, or a thesaurus, or a dictionary, or even now a wiki. And I remember when Jeff Johns dropped Infinite Crisis, I had to look up Tesseract, and this is way before Avengers 1. So I'm like, what the heck's a Tesseract? Oh, a moving cube. Sure. So but just little things that you have to look up to make you smarter.
Andrew Rowland says the real reason Joker is never allowed to die in comics is because the company needs to keep him alive always to drive the next plot. Plus, even if he does die, death in comics means nothing anyway. Little
Yeah.
teaser here for the main topic here, Josh.
Yeah. No, I agree with him. I mean, I think there's a lot of characters that they're not going to kill. It's comics.
I don't have a problem with Joker not dying. I just
Yeah.
have a problem with them constantly bringing up the Bat family turning on him because he didn't fucking kill Joker. He's Batman.
Yeah.
He's got a no kill role. Leave it
Yep.
alone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of the story. The Joker gets away.
The Joker gets away.
I think people focus too much on that Batman Begins moment where he says, "I don't have to, or I'm not going to kill you to Ra's al Ghul, but I don't have to save you either."
Yep.
That's not really Batman.
He's done it a few times where he didn't save
He's
people.
done it a few times, and it always stands out as odd.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I always think of crap. Now I can't think of the character's name. Oh, we'll talk about it later. I've got plenty of thoughts on this.
Josh, I just watched the Dark Knight trilogy again, and
Yeah.
Batman Begins is really, really good.
It's insanely good.
Good.
The Dark Knight, even a little bit better in my opinion. Although the fourth act is weird, that Two-Face isn't the main villain of Dark Knight Rises, but Dark Knight Rises, it feels like fucking Nolan and his brother, I guess because they wrote it together, got to a point where they realized there's no way that we're ever going to be able to justify these scenes happening through the plot. Fuck it, we're doing it anyway.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like they intended to have two separate movies, and it didn't happen. So,
like Bane showing up and being a prisoner at the beginning because he had the doctor that he needed to make the nuclear weapon to begin with.
yeah.
Why?
Yep.
I wanted to know what you knew. What did you fucking learn? Nothing.
Nothing. Not a thing.
Well, it's just this over-the-top action scene.
This is because they
and you
wanted
have
to
write
justify
around
the
it.
scene. That's what I'm saying. But it never felt like that in the first two movies, is what I'm saying.
No,
Right.
agreed.
And every time I watch Dark Knight Rises, I like it less.
Same. I remember going to see that in the theater and being so disappointed.
Yeah. Avengers was the better movie
Agreed.
by a long shot.
Long shot.
Callum says, but the movie wastes a lot talking about Fantastic Four, a lot of potential villains and build up. And after I wondered if they just recast T'Challa and got She-Hulk and Namor right, imagine the potential crossovers. Man, why does everybody want Namor to sex up Sue Storm?
Why not?
This is one of the worst things in there. There's no way Sue would cheat on Reed for Namor. Who cares? He's a prince.
Not that
He's a
Namor,
fish
but not
person.
Namor, but Namor, real Namor. Those,
He's got weird
With a
ears.
dirty
he's
mutie,
got a
too.
swimmer's body, dude.
Yeah.
Like, girls go gaga over that shit, yo.
No, it's the winged feet. I can't
The
get
winged
past those.
feet.
Right.
Stupid.
Yeah, what do you want to have? Kids that have wing feet? That's weird.
No, and you know what? He's walking around New York City with dirty feet, man.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Gross.
disgusting.
Oh my goodness. You got me there.
Josh, did you read the Fantastic Four First Steps comic book from like 2 weeks ago?
Oh yeah, no, I did not like it.
It wasn't all that good, but I am excited to see what Mole Man looks like.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Look, I'm actually somewhat excited for the movie. I'm hearing a lot of positive stuff about just the cinematography and how it's filmed and direction. That's good. So
I've heard
we'll-
from multiple people that I trust that they thought Fantastic Four was a superior, like far superior movie than Superman.
same. So as long as the script comes through and is halfway decent, then we'll probably get that. So.
You're okay with Reed? Because everybody wants to talk about Pedro now.
Yeah. It's a weird casting. I don't hate Pedro Pascal like everyone else does. I think he needs to stop talking. Like as an actor, he needs to stop talking about, he's got to that point where he's big enough that he thinks he has to be like this big social justice warrior. And I'm like, just talk about your movie, man. But there are people that like hate the guy and they're like, oh, he can't act. He's a decent actor.
I love
but
Game of Thrones. He was great in Narcos.
I was about to say Narcos, Game of Thrones. What was that movie that he did with the fuck? I can't remember names today. It's like
I don't know. He was in
totally
that
on Fifth
Kingsman
Dimension.
sequel. He wasn't very good in there because he was trying to play a cowboy.
Yeah. But no, he's done plenty of good stuff. So
Yeah,
it's
Wonder
just a
Woman
weird
84? Come on.
casting.
Well, yeah. Some people say that The Last of Us season 1 is great.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. There's some weird touchy stuff going on in interviews, but I think people are blowing that out of proportion too. Like
Listen,
you got people
dude,
that are like, what?
When I saw you in Dallas for Dallas Fan Expo, You were all nervous and grabbing my titties and stuff. I liked it.
Right? I know. I
Grab away,
do.
John.
Yeah. I look for any opening I can get. What can I say?
Then he says, as for Franklin, it seems Doomsday is going to be another MacGuffin movie because it's written by that Rick and Morty hack Feige keeps around.
Yeah, they brought Michael Waldron back. So Michael Waldron wrote the initial script. The entire thing got scrapped. They changed the idea. You have, I don't remember if it's Marcus or McFeely that came back to start writing. Okay, so you got McFeely that's come back, but they're filming and they haven't even written the final act of the film. So maybe they're bringing Michael Waldron in to pull back some of those. Who knows? But Michael Waldron is not a good pick. I mean, he screwed over Multiverse of Madness. I
did not like Loki.
Yeah, Loki season 1 was awful. Season 2 did what it could to try to fix it, but that wasn't him. So
yeah,
I don't understand why Marvel has this fascination with Rick and Morty people. The entire company. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Maybe they own it. I don't think
Maybe.
so. Because Rick and Morty, I think, is on Max. At least it is here.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's a Cartoon Network show.
Right.
Yeah. Then he says that excuse from Feige this week of why they can't make a Blade movie was pathetic. I mean, come on. The excuse was pretty stupid, Josh. We can't just put him in leather and have him kill vampires. We wanted real meat on the character. It's like,
no,
that is the fucking character.
That's perfectly fine. Just make it badass and we will be satisfied.
Yeah, just get a new villain. Don't do Deacon Frost or Dracula.
Yeah.
And you'll be good.
Agreed.
Yeah, you wait for those.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
Are you going to be able to do
Morbius
better Deacon Frost than you did in that Wesley Snipes movie? You can definitely do a better Dracula than they did in Blade Trinity because that was awful.
Yeah, that was bad. At this point, though, they're going to have to recast. Like, it's been too long. Mahershala Ali's getting too old.
He was not exactly a young guy when they hired him.
So. No, I know. That's my point. But I think he's in his 50s now.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So,
Yeah. Adam Frey, Fantastic Four, I give it a 6 out of 10. I loved Galactus. Reed wasn't done right. The 1960s tropes were excessive. Largely comics accurate, though. Needs a director's cut.
Yeah, I've heard from a few people that it sounds like a good 20 to 30 minutes is probably left on the cutting room floor, which I would take a director's cut. Yeah. I heard it moves really. Yeah, I heard it moves really fast. Like the pacing of the film is.
Well, I heard the same thing about Superman.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would say
it felt
Superman,
like a bunch of random scenes not connected by anything.
Correct,
Is the way it was described to me.
I haven't heard this described as random scenes, but I agree with that sentiment with Superman.
No, but I've heard a lot of people that say it's very comics accurate. I think that's the best thing about it, Yule, is the fucking thing looks like Jack Kirby drew it. You know what I mean?
That was a good thing. I mean, when you read a Fantastic Four comic book, everything can be great, but the most important thing is how you draw the thing and how he looks in the book, because you can have, I know when they put that helmet on, that was the worst time ever.
Because you can't make Reed look cool. You can only make the thing look cool.
Right.
And Johnny can't be on fire all the time.
Well, you know.
Well, I mean, he can.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would be impractical for the house. But Reed's got the worst fucking powers.
Setting off the fire,
Well, he's got the big brain.
Fire extinguisher.
Yule, who's made Reed look the best as a hero with his stupid rubber powers?
I don't know. You may be right. I don't disagree with what you're saying.
I think it's the creators of the Incredibles with Elastigirl or whatever.
Well, that's really creative. Obviously, you've got things like Plastic Man also. He's been very creative in the past, but he's also played for laughs. So, you know, they want to keep Reed a little bit more grounded. I mean, he's usually got, you know what the best thing is when he's like looking at a computer screen or working on some machine, and then he sticks his head out the window. Oh, the Venture Brothers have a Reed Richards. That one's a good one too.
I hate it when he turns himself into like a paper airplane or something.
Yeah.
It's like, God, this is worst. Gallup says, my pitch for a Blade movie is to have it like the Raid movie set During the 5-year snap, he and Hawkeye are trying to stop a vampiric outbreak inside a building and have Hannibal King to be the villain.
Hawkeye.
All right, Josh, you're the fucking screenwriter. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. That like, it gives you plenty of stuff to do. You can try to bring some relevance to that 5-year period of the snap. You know, you can kind of show like, hey, this has always been here, and during this time, you know, vampires had a chance to kind of take over because more people were missing and things were in chaos. Sure, why not?
They
It's
100%
Yeah.
shouldn't have done that Captain Marvel movie when they did. They should have done a Ronin movie or something like that to
Yeah.
actually show you what the snap is and how dire and bleak and disgusting the world is gone with, you know, with half the population being wiped out.
Agreed.
That's why it
Completely
should have been a Black Widow movie then.
Mm.
She's
it-
not in the during
no.
the snap.
No,
well,
no, no.
she was
Yes,
leader
she
of Shield,
is.
but yeah.
Yeah, because she's the
Because-
one that hunts down.
But
Clint.
hers is a prequel movie, I think.
No, I understand. I'm not saying do that movie. I'm saying do a different movie set during the snap because, and you could delve into some of the history there, and the Red Room and all that.
Like
other stuff.
a
But you do
you
that.
could do a Black Widow versus Ronin movie.
Mhm.
Yes, where
And
it
what she
shows
The reveal
why
is that it's him.
Hawkeye goes that way.
Right.
And additionally, it also gives gravitas to her sacrifice in Endgame.
Right. And I wanted to see what happened in Budapest because we remember
Yep.
Budapest quite differently. I mean, so that was like, come on, you left that on the floor. That would have been the Black Widow movie. Come on.
Agreed. It should have been.
Yeah. And then he says the sequel is hunt for Deacon Frost and build more on vampiric lore. And then the third had Blade face the supernatural side of vampires facing Dracula.
Is Deacon Frost a submarine?
The Hunt for Deacon Frost, Hunt for Red October. I get it.
Yes.
I love the Hunt for Red October. That movie fucking holds up, Josh, like no
Yeah.
other.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but yeah, I remember really liking it.
Well, you should go see it. And you don't know if it holds up. You might go see it now. You're like, this is some campy 80s shit with Sean Connery.
Fair, maybe, yeah. There's a lot of movies I need to revisit. We were talking about that last night. There's so much stuff.
I just don't
pick
buy
back up.
Alec Baldwin not shooting people.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a different Alec Baldwin before he went crazy. But I don't know. I don't know that I touched Deacon Frost. I literally don't think that you can do it better than it was done in the first one, and you're just setting yourself up for people to be disappointed with the character not being as good as I forget the name of the actor, but he was great in that one time.
Dude,
You don't remember it either, Josh?
Yeah, no,
He was in
names
that
are like
that weird like 1950s movie where he was like a street gang or something.
It wasn't Skeet Ulrich, was it?
No.
No, he
It
kind
looked
of
like Skeet Ulrich.
It was
looks like him.
it's a dude with another stupid name. Steven Dorff.
Dorf. Yeah,
Yeah, Stephen
I
Dorff.
could-
You're not gonna be able to do that.
I couldn't remember his name, and I could see his face because I was like, oh, he was in that Britney Spears music video.
He was in a movie like called Aces Wild or Deuces Wild or something.
The Thing You Do.
And I remember when he first started becoming big, I was very, very mad that he wasn't the Dorf Goes Golfing. And if anybody remembers those terrible 80s
Tim Conway.
yes
Yeah.
videos with him doing guy with like really, really short legs doing sports.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember it. They're horrible. And
They
on the
were
Carson show.
terrible. They were so bad.
It was a simpler time in the 20th century, Doc. A more innocent time.
Callum says, I decided to watch the Goblin Queen episode of X-Men 97 and the fight with Bastion. It was awesome, and I'm having mixed feelings about Bo DeMayo because he did it.
Look, I think Bo DeMayo ran a perfectly good series. Whatever he has in his private life or whatever, I mean, that's just a question of did he violate the morality clauses or whatever in his contract. I don't think it really affected the fact that he put together a pretty good show. Whether
Did you like the Goblin Queen episode?
I've only watched like 3 episodes of the series so far. I've just heard great things about it. I liked what I watched. I don't have time to watch animation at home most of the time. Except for Invincible. And but no, I mean, it seemed like a pretty good show. Everybody loved it. I don't understand the people with the mixed feelings on Bo DeMeo. I mean,
because he had an OnlyFans account and he was using the promotion for his X-Men 97 show that was a kid's show on Disney to promote his OnlyFans, which had him nude.
Oh, no. I that part I get. I just don't understand.
Doesn't make me think he's a bad writer, but
No,
that was certainly a mistaken judgment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, the only thing that I had any issues with is when before that season came out, when he was saying he told all of his writers in his writers' room, don't read the comics. Like
that doesn't sound like him because he loves the comics. I think
I know, but it was weird. That was why it was weird.
Yeah, I don't think that was him. But Callum then says, Wes, I sent you those Mortal Kombat Scorpion Revenge clips on Twitter. Yes, I got them. They were cool. I want to see the movie. It's still not on Max. All I've got is that goddamn Sub-Zero movie in the Johnny Cage movie. Have you seen the Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge movie, Josh?
I don't think so. Is it animated?
Yeah, I thought you were my Mortal Kombat guy.
Oh, I'm in Mortal Kombat. I
want to see it.
I have a nostalgia for those like 90s films, even though they're awful. But yeah.
The 90s Mortal Kombat?
The first one's good, but the second one.
Well, yeah, you said they were awful.
Oh, well, yeah.
No, the first one's good. It's better than the remake, and the remake was fine.
Hey, okay, Wes, I'll do what I can to take care of that later.
Oh, that would be awesome. I'd really appreciate it if you could find Superman. That'd be even better.
Superman, unlikely, but I'll look.
Wraith X7 says Morrison's new X-Men run was garbage. He ruined the X-Men by turning mutants into the Inhumans by increasing the mutant population.
Really? I thought he
didn't
decreased
increase it.
He decreased the mutant population.
Well, you hear of
decreased it, and then
Kenosha? It was an entire island full of mutants dead.
He decreased it and then he exponentially increased it.
All he did was tertiary mutants, right? Like the
secondary mutations.
Secondary or
no.
mutations.
Secondary mutations.
There was about 150, maybe 200 mutants that we had seen throughout the years of all the X-Men comics before Morrison. Then he came in and basically said, oh, there's actually tens of millions of them, and I just killed 16 million. And then when we were done, instead of just having a couple hundred again, we had a couple million, because there was enough to have an entire, like every large city had basically a mutant town. Mm-hmm. There was entire mutant subcultures. There was tens of millions left. He took it from maybe 1,000 to like 40 million so he could kill off 16 million so he could still have 24 million.
There were always increases. The problem was that this whole radiation thing that begats mutants, it's still going on. There's no reason why the food that we're eating isn't causing mutations in a world like this. It's more mass produced than it ever has been, and we're not eating farm to table all the time, just that alone, and then poisoned waters and oil spills and every freaking natural disaster that can cause a mutant to be is more increased now than ever before.
I got bit by some.
It's totally realistic. And when Claremont did the Morlocks, that's what the same people were saying back then. It's like, well, there weren't any mutants, and now there's a whole city of them underneath New York.
Yeah, and I understand that.
I mean, I would agree with you that he is biting off the Claremont stuff from back in the day, just to a larger degree. That's all.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that's a reason to not like the book. You can not like the book for all sorts of reasons, but I don't think he's the Inhuman. They're not the Inhumans. I mean,
no,
please.
I disagree with that.
I read that. I don't read the Inhumans.
I disagree with that interpretation, that it turned them into the Inhumans. Because there was only a couple hundred Inhumans too.
Yeah. Anyway, no, I agree. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I'm not really thinking about all the. There is a lot, and you're right. They did have lots of cities. I agree.
Wayne Tech 10, Batman doesn't have a Joker problem, Josh. He's got a horrible writer problem.
Amen to that. I mean, we're getting a few Bat books that are good right now. So Dark Patterns, Batman and Robin, Robin and Batman, they're all stellar. But did you just say on Robin and Batman?
I'll do it again.
Robin and Batman?
Oh, yeah, it's all right. I think the other one was way better.
I think the art is. I usually love Dustin Nguyen's art, and because it's got this watercolor kind of look to it, but a lot of I just hate the design of his Robin costume. Yeah,
it's because it's Jason Todd, right?
Yeah,
love Jason.
That's the reason. Yeah. That's the reason why it sucks.
Oh,
I'm with you, man.
You're not wrong.
Jason Todd doesn't get interesting until he
I'm
dies.
sorry. Jason Todd should have stayed dead. He sucks. And anybody that clapped for him during that KO event sucks too. How's that?
Correct.
Jason Todd's the worst. Red Hood, stupid. Wasn't that
Agreed.
a villain?
He should be a villain.
No,
Galb
she's
says,
dead.
but on the Girl Boss, yes, but it's not on the nose compared to what came before Marvel movies, but I'd rather wait next week to talk about it more. So he's talking about Fantastic Four there. And we will definitely be talking about Fantastic Four a little bit more in depth next week because we'll get Dylan on if we can. Josh will have seen it by then. Maybe he will grace us with his presence.
Maybe
any of us will have gone and seen it.
Yeah. But yeah, it'll be fun. I can't wait to talk about it because that's the one. Actually, I'm more of a Superman fan, but by the trailers, I was more interested in the Fantastic Four movie because it felt like it had captured the tone of the comic better.
Is it kind of really telling that we have a weekly comic podcast show, whatever, and 5 years ago, if a Marvel movie had come out on Thursday, 4 of 6 of us here would have seen it. Wes, you get an exemption because you're in the
Sticks.
Yes, you're in film desert. But yeah, 3 to 4 of us will have absolutely have seen it 5 years ago. Now, 5 years later, 0 of 6. And we're like, maybe I'll get to it this week.
Yeah, you're a homebody. You wasn't that into the movies. Josh is the big letdown.
Yeah, I mean, so typically I'm the one that's there like Thursday night, but I do Thursday night shows now, so that ruins that. I was like, oh, I wasn't thinking that through.
Welcome to the YouTubes, Josh.
I know. Thursday night and Friday night I'm doing shows, so Saturday or Sunday mornings are my only chance, or Saturday after work if I'm working.
Wayne Tech 10, I'd be fine if neither Matt Reeves or James Gunn made another DC movie. You know what's interesting, Josh? I just read or watched the Batman again. I watched the Dark Knight trilogy, and then I watched the Batman.
Okay.
And there's some really interesting things about the Batman.
Right.
But there's no Bruce Wayne in the movie, which is really, really strange. Batman completely fails, which is really, really strange. The Riddler isn't really the Riddler, which is really, really strange. So I can appreciate it on an artistic level, but like from a Batman level,
it's not the best Batman movie. Yeah.
No.
It's not even a Batman movie.
Not really.
Not really.
It's a Seven movie.
Yeah, very much so. Now, I will say, I'll give Matt Reeves benefit of the doubt because Penguin was banger. Like, if he can deliver more stuff like Penguin, I'm there. So maybe he just needs to do like Arkham miniseries type things. But
no, the Penguin's not even a supervillain show. It's just a crime show. It's The Wire or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of what Penguin is for the most part. So.
Yeah, but I don't think that gives you an idea that he's going to be able to do a true life Superman, or I'm sorry, Batman better in this thing go.
Right. No, I'm saying like
genre.
Let him kind of explore villains maybe, but we'll see. I mean, like, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I've liked other stuff that he's done.
So do we think Gabe is like just in deep thought thinking about what we're saying? Or do we
I'm listening to every word. I'm listening
he is there.
I am here.
You're like a fucking statue, dude. What did you think of the Batman?
So I've seen, pretty much every Batman movie, I think multiple times. If you're looking at Batman as a kind of a year one story, like this is the beginning or the Genesis early version of Batman. If I put the Batman, which is Reeves' version, up against Batman Begins, I like Batman Begins better. I think that captures more of because, and this is going to get in. No, the Batman Begins, Christopher Nolan's version.
I know
He was
because
being a
it's
smart
Batman.
Yeah, it had more Batman.
You had a Batman in your Batman movie.
Yeah. Because, and this is going to get but this is going to get into the main topic. We haven't really gotten there yet, and I'm sorry I had to step away from it. A little family emergency that I had to deal with, but it's all set now. The Batman is not a real world character, and if you try to pull him too much into the real world, it kind of starts falling apart because it starts to look silly. I mean, if you get too grounded, he looks like one of those wacko vigilantes you picked up on the streets of San Francisco or New York who are dressed in hockey pads, right? There's a joke. He dresses up in hockey pads. He's going around beating up people with just a billy club or something like that. It doesn't work. Batman, by definition, is sort of in a fictional world with a sort of a little bit of a layer of fantasy to it, a little bit of a layer of whimsy to it. If you take too much of that away, it just doesn't hit the same. It just feels like a guy who's a nut running around the street doing wacky things. And so for my money, Nolan's version works because there is a little bit of that fantasy. There is a little bit of that drama, especially when you work in the League of Shadows and Ra's al Ghul and all the training he went through. And all those,
too, and all
that. Right. Even though it was all sort of explained in the realm of science and trickery and deception, there's still a little bit of a fantastical element to it. You take too much of that away, and Batman just doesn't feel like Batman anymore. You can't make him too grounded, or it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I did like that he was more of a detective than we've ever seen in another movie.
Yeah,
so
that's
that was
fine.
The highlight for me.
Yeah. I didn't particularly care for that version of the Riddler. Mm-hmm. I thought that was just sort of like too much of a like Josh pointed out, it was too much of a Fincher type of serial killer.
Yeah,
which is okay, fine for that version, but again, Riddler. There's got to be a little bit of a layer of fantasy to it. And if you take too much of that away, he just comes off like a weird. I mean, how do you even talk with that mask on? I mean, how do you breathe through that thing? I mean, his brain. He's supposed to be super smart. You cut off his oxygen. How does he figure that stuff out? It just doesn't work for me.
It's the Machine from 8mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I totally thought that the Riddler's minions were a direct shot at us, the online disappointed fandom. And that was just like, I'm sitting there watching that movie, trying to stave back an epileptic seizure from all the red and white flashing lights. And then I'm like, this is like this Riddler, and I'm like, and his loser online minions. And I'm like, holy shit, they're talking about us, aren't they? And I'm just like,
I never thought that for a second.
Really?
But I was never MGTOW.
Well, you got a wife.
I'm just teasing.
Thanks.
Fucking Sully's on the dark web looking for weird things to be.
I'm gonna be angry about this misogyny.
Callum, after the movie, the only villain I can think of now is Annihilus in the Negative Zone because they beat all the villains. Well, let's not give away too many spoilers here, but I think.
Well, I assume the Fantastic Four will win regardless, but thanks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Who are all the villains? Should we name them all? No, but I'm assuming that they're no longer in their universe anymore. They've traveled through the multiverse by the end. So
because
will be new versions.
Because we already saw that at the end of Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
it's true.
In the post-credit scene.
And he says the best Deacon Frost is the anime series. I've never seen this.
I haven't either. Got to look this up.
Doc, there's a Blade anime series?
It was brief. It wasn't very long.
I remember there was.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Gabe.
No, I was going to say there was a brief anime series. It was kind of drawn in that same. It was very much a Castlevania style art.
So like Spawn was?
Yeah, sort of like in the Spawn type of realm. It didn't last very long, and it was decent enough. It was very much that kind of rated R Castlevania style of anime, and the Deacon Frost was pretty good, but it didn't last very long.
I remember the Blade TV show on Spike TV with Sticky Fingers from Onyx.
Yeah, I remember
as Blade,
bald Blade with the face tattoo.
Yeah,
yeah.
American Texan, my daughter is really into Superman after the movie. She wants to see it a third time, watching the cartoon now and reading my comics. Win. I would call that an enormous win, Yul.
That's great.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'd agree. Just make sure she takes care of them when she's reading your comics.
Yeah, don't let her fuck up your comics.
Yeah,
Then
no
you're gonna
peanut
have
butter
to
and jelly
respect it.
sandwiches, please. You know?
I like
Depending
when parents blame their kids for their comics being messed up.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Depending on her age, if she's young like my kids are, my kids are between 4 and 10, so I would say the 6 and the 4-year-old. There's a book out there. It's a graphic novel called Superman of Smallville. And it's by the same guy that did Tiny Titans, and he's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, Balthazar.
But it's yes. And it's really, really good, and it looks fantastic, and it's so easily accessible for kids, and there is crypto in it. So that might be something, depending on the age that you might be interested in.
Yeah. I get board books, the golden books. For the teething kids.
Yeah,
I try and always have some. If it's a person that interests me, I'll have it in there. And then I only get usually like the superhero or Star Wars ones. There you go. There's a Bee Gees one. I didn't get the Bee Gees, but they had a who's that that gay black guy that wears dresses at award shows?
RuPaul?
No.
Billy
Billy Porter.
Billy Porter.
They had a Billy Porter board book, and I'm like, oh, I'll get that from my store.
I saw that one.
It's funny.
The one comic shop has that one. Taylor Swift, The Rock.
Yeah.
They look like really knockoff golden books.
Oh, I think it is golden books. It's just
I know.
Really poor quality ones now. Not like we used to have.
Yeah.
You could
kill somebody with one of those old golden books from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
They were made to last.
They got an Oprah one. They got a Taylor Swift one.
Well, yeah.
All the girl bosses.
But anyway,
congratulations.
Those are good ones too. I mean, for the young kids.
Congrats to American Texan. Hopefully you and the daughter get to enjoy Superman for a good long time. Absolutely fantastic character. Maybe you can go back and watch the original Superman movies. Stop at number 2, maybe get to 3. But you don't want to get to the number 4 because it gets pretty bad at that point.
Or watch Superman the animated series, the Bruce Timm one.
That's what it sounds like he's doing. He just said he's watching
amazing. Oh, cool.
Yeah. Dr. Touchdown says, happy Saturday, all. You made it through another week. Gabe, who is your favorite comic book superhero and your favorite run of theirs? And also, hi to Sully.
Hi, Dr. Touchdown.
Nice. I'll take the direct question. So I like story runs. I'll sort of answer the second one first because it'll tie in. I like story runs where there are downstream consequences. I like when there's some kind of event or a crossover or some significant run where you feel the after effects long after the story is done. Like Death of Superman, Crisis on Infinite Earths, Darkest Night. Like all those kinds of stories where it's not just a one and done and then you walk away and you kind of remember it or not. So for me, I always have a soft spot for the Flash. So for me, my favorite character combined with their favorite run would be Flashpoint, because I like all the things that happen in that run. I like the potential consequences on the little bits of like offshoot stories that were ripe for exploration, like the war between the Atlanteans and the Amazonians, all that kind of stuff. So for me, it's the Flash with Flashpoint and all the things that potentially came after it in different shades and flavors and nuances.
Well, if you like Ramifications, that's the one. It created the New 52 universe.
Yep.
Changed everything. That's a big one. So Jeff Johns, your favorite Flash writer?
I think he's up there. I mean, Mark Waid does a pretty bang up job. I know his name is kind of verboten on the stream. But I mean,
job 30 years ago.
Yeah, between Johns
he's coming back
Waid,
to Flash.
Yep. So between the two of them, they're pretty top tier in my book.
Mm-hmm.
For that character.
American Texan says, don't read the comics is the same vibe as telling a preacher don't read the Bible. Exactly. The hell's you got to have the source material.
Yeah, I don't think that was DeMeo though. I think it was his producers were the ones.
I don't think it was either.
Yeah,
I think his message was the exact opposite. Like, you have to respect the source material, otherwise, what the hell am I doing here? I grew up on the cartoon. I love the comic books, and that's what I want to celebrate. I think that's probably why people have such a positive impression of it. but a very, very apt analogy. Callum, did you see that Batman Aztec trailer? I saw that there is a Batman Aztec movie, but I haven't seen the trailer.
You look like Namor. That thing
like Namor?
Yeah, with that thing in his nose. You know what I mean?
He's got a bone in his nose?
Yeah, a blue one, just like Namor.
Well, it's like it's not a bone. It's more like a piece of not onyx, but like jade or something like that. It's turquoise. He's got that thing in his nose, and he's got this big headdress that looks like a bat's head, kind of like if it was the size of a lion, and all that stuff. And they're fighting amongst the Aztec pyramids between warring tribes and what have you.
Kind of looks like what Grant Morrison did in The Return of Bruce Wayne when Batman was back in the prehistoric ages, and he becomes like the first Batman with like the big
sounds like you're excited about it, Sully.
So mention Grant Morrison, I get excited. Yeah, my nipples just got hard. Yeah. This thing, yeah.
Tweak them now.
Not on camera. Well, you'll come on.
Did you see it, Josh?
Yeah, I watched it last night after the stream with Max, and it looks awful. Like, it does not look good.
Not as good as Batman versus Yakuza?
No. I like the Batman kind of Japanese ninja type stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't disparaging it. I was saying I hold that in high esteem.
Okay, yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Aztec Batman like one of the Elseworlds stories from back in the 80s or in the 90s? It sounds familiar to me.
I think they had a toy line too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That's McFarlane toys. They do stuff like that. There's a Robin that looks like he's an Apache warrior. They do cool shit like that. But they're not normally based on comics. At least that line wasn't. But that might be what you're actually thinking about, Gabe. Is that weird Elseworlds toy line that they have?
Yeah.
Decrepit. Anyone else catch Robert Downey Jr. posting West Coast Avengers issue 35 on Instagram, where the Avengers crash in Latveria and meet 9-year-old Kristoff, who thinks he's due? I did not see that. I don't really follow very many celebrities on social media, and I don't use Instagram.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not
Josh is an Instagrammer. What are you guys called? Insties?
Heck, I don't know. I can't even really say I'm a good Instagrammer. Like, I'm the type that's like, oh shit, I should have taken a picture of that. I'll go to a nice restaurant, I'll clean my plate and be like, oh well, whoops.
Does that get you excited, Yule, being a Marvel fan? Kyle out to West Coast Avengers?
No,
35?
West Coast Avengers isn't usually something I care about. No.
Raving about it all year.
The West Coast Avengers that's going on right now, I'm really enjoying, and it's contrary to how I feel about the title normally. But
that's cool.
I only read the first 2 issues, and I didn't love the cult of Ultron
thing. Well, it's not that I didn't like that. I liked all the different Ultron. I just kind of bought it.
I didn't, like I said, I stopped at issue 2, so it got better.
Yeah, I feel it did. I like it. I like the art. I liked what they did with what's her name, Starfire.
Yeah, I like Killer Watt. I mean, Killer Watt's like the Killer Watt is like the best character in there.
Dude, he's awesome. I hate reading about villains usually, but I like how I'm gonna change my name, and it's gonna be Wonder Man. And then the next issue, Wonder Man's coming in to kick his ass. It's funny. It's a good book. I like it.
Jacron 2 says, is Gwenpool 3 the worst of the week this week? So I didn't read Gwenpool 3 because it wasn't of interest to me. In fact, I saved Doc's life this week. We ended up reviewing Amazing Spider-Man 8, and I don't believe that was the worst of the week, but it felt like an important issue, so we decided to tackle that one. Sully, you read all the stuff at Marvel. Was Gwenpool 3 the worst?
No, not by a long shot. It was definitely, it's Jeff issue number 2, which was the worst of the week, in my humble opinion.
You're taking it personal.
How I like Jeff. I mean, and it was just, it's a dumb story. It's too much talking. It focuses everything on Rocket Raccoon and Groot, and it works.
Jeff didn't get his shine?
No, not really. He's still.
They pulled a Hulk Hogan on him, huh?
Yeah.
He's chasing his shadow, and that's like, maybe that's an allegory or a metaphor or a simile or whatever they call it in these days. But yeah, it wasn't that good. No, I liked Amazing Spider-Man number 8. By the way, that was a really well drawn book by John Romita Jr. and Scott Hanna. and those great and great scenes with Todd Knock as well. I really enjoy the hell out of this book.
There you go. Gwenpool number 3 is not the worst. It's Jeff number
Pretty
2.
bad, but
Sully's
not,
taking it personal.
It's not Jeff worthy. But
the worst book I read this week was Batman, which we're going to get to here in a second. I thought Batman 161 was awful. Wayne Tech 10, James Gunn tells his actors not to read the comics. And I think that's probably stupid. If you're wanting to channel your All-Star Superman vibes, you should probably let the actor read All-Star Superman and encourage him to do that and say, hey, this is what we're trying to channel with this version of Superman.
Yeah.
Smart business. You got the source material. What's wrong with James Gunn? Is he going to pull this off, Josh? What are you hearing?
I'm thinking no. He can't get out of his own way enough to do it.
I think the Supergirl idea is stupid. I think the Clayface idea is even more dumb.
You know, look, with Matt Flanagan directing, because I believe he's directing, right? Matt Flanagan for Clayface. That could actually end up being the sleeper thing that is.
Yeah, but it can't be important because it's Clayface.
Well, I mean, yeah, no, but
that's the problem.
Yeah, no,
you don't build the foundation with bit pieces that don't actually matter to the foundation.
Fair, I will agree with you there. But I do ironically think it has the potential to possibly be the best movie out of the lot. So.
Yeah,
because it won't matter.
No, because I think it will actually be a good movie. Matt Flanagan's done some good. He's had some misses, but he's had quite a few hits. So if they really lean into that body horror and do some stuff.
Yeah, we could be getting the next Human Centipede.
Ooh.
Oh God.
Maybe we can get Justice Gang versus.
Look at Josh smiling. He's thinking about that movie. He loved it.
No, there's a song called "Red Flags" by Tom Cardy, and if you've never listened to it, you've gotta listen. It's a comedic song, but it's hilarious.
Very nice. I do want to say thank you very much to everybody for supporting the channel. We appreciate it, and we love talking about all the comic books here. But we do have this thing that happened in Batman 161 that we need to get to. I've read it. Josh has read it. Sully's read it.
I read it.
Yule's read it. I'm assuming that Gabe has read it. Doc probably took this one out. But he's definitely going to have some very emphatic, emotionally supported opinions on this. Once again, Josh, we're in a position. We're in Hush 2. And Batman doesn't kill Joker. He saves him because that's what Batman does with Joker. And now Barbara Gordon is losing her mind and telling on him to her dad, Commissioner Gordon, and then she goes to fight Batman because he saved the Joker. And then all of Batman's understudies and Robins arrive to also help try and kick his ass. Like, this isn't compelling stuff. It feels like Jeff Loeb decided or hasn't read a Batman comic in 25 years. And he was like, oh, I'll just pick up where it left off. And there's been no progression in the character. What is going on?
I mean, that's probably true. Jeff Loeb probably has not read a Batman comic in the past 25 years. I'm being honest. There's so much ground that's getting retread, and the first time that they did this was better. This isn't the first time we've seen Barbara like kind of upset about how Bruce is dealing with Joker or any of the others. But usually they have their moments. Like Barbara is understandable because she got caught, got shot, got paralyzed. You're gonna be a little, kind of all right, enough's enough. But then we had arcs with her coming to terms like, okay, yes, no, we shouldn't actually kill this guy, but we've got to like take action and make sure that he's actually held accountable and stays in jail. That always fails. But I don't want to see the Bat family fighting with Batman about why you should or shouldn't kill. It's tired. It's been there. We've done that multiple times. Aside from this book also just being a fucking mess, but I don't know. Plus, if you start having the entire, if you have Batman kill the Joker, you run into the problem that you then lose the separation of what kind of set Batman apart from some of the other anti-heroes. Like if you do that, which Yule might like this, if you do that, then what's the point of Jason Todd Red Hood? What's the point of, Huntress is reformed now too, but anytime you have that, but you also go down the slippery slope is if this is your excuse to kill the Joker, then why not kill everyone else that's also murdering people?
I'd agree with that. You have Batman's the guy who says, hey, Huntress, don't kill this person, right?
Yeah.
She's just about to. It gives them a different character. You gotta, it's hard to stick with it what you might want to do is rather than kill the Joker, just don't use him. You know,
God forbid
maybe
you put
for
no.
2 years, it's not Batman and what's the Joker doing? But it's always, what's the Joker doing? When I was a child, Batman fought thugs and people that stole a helicopter and had guns. And Joker was not always all the time. And when he showed up and was on the cover, those are important issues. But, comics are different. But maybe just don't use him, really.
I think
You don't have to kill him, just don't use him.
Yeah, along that point, I mean, if we go back to kind of the origins of the Joker, he was a rogue, for lack of a better term, right? He was part of that group. He was on the same level as, say, Penguin or somebody else, where he was just a different kind of mob boss, if you want to think of it that way, where he had his henchmen and they were going out and doing sort of city level crimes. He wasn't this omnipotent agent of chaos that was doing all kinds of great things that would be impossible to overcome unless you actually killed him. He would never stop. There was more of a sort of a self-awareness of a self-interest in what he was doing. He was trying to take over Gotham. He was trying to be the big bad guy, and he was robbing banks and doing all these things to kind of be in charge. He was more Penguin-like in that regard. Now, specifically to this Batman 161, I knew the issue was in trouble when I saw Batman knock out Bane with a single punch.
Ooh, that was a big punch, man.
I knew we were in trouble.
He was really upset that Bane was being used, but Barbara Gordon was equally upset that he helped save the.
When Batman just turned around and gave Bane a haymaker, and the big guy just went down, I'm like, come on, what are we doing here? What are we doing
beforehand?
Yeah,
I mean, we already know he's got something in his knuckles.
Oh my goodness. Ooh. Yeah, it was pretty terrible. I mean, I think the biggest failing of that issue in my mind is just the lack of consistency about the character work. Just as Josh pointed out, is we've already covered Barbara coming to terms with what the Joker did to her. That's fine. Okay. But now we're retreading it again. Joker is somehow confronted by both Nightwing and Jason Todd, and they choose to run away. Because he pointed a gun at them.
Yeah, right. But Gabe, he was shooting them from like 10 feet away and somehow missed.
With Jason's guns
running directly at him.
With Jason's guns, right? Yeah. Because Jason put them down in the last issue, and Joker just sort of walked up and picked them up and said, here we go.
Everything with the Joker, that issue was horrible.
Yes.
Everything.
It was a pretty bad story. I think it was a clunker, man. Really?
Also, I don't.
The art's great.
Issue.
That's the draw. Amazing. It's Jim Lee's art. The art is great, but
it's not even good. It's bad Jim Lee art, though. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't he also have like a
you're not
like a penciler and
a
different inker on it and some other stuff going on there too?
Jim Lee's an old man now, and Scott Williams can only do so much.
Right,
he's an old man too.
Scott Williams is doing a lot of heavy lifting here.
I agree with you guys as far as like, when did this take place, this story? I'm not reading Batman all the time, but it feels like, this is the next part to Hush. Maybe like after all the Paul Dini stuff, but not really paying attention to anything that's been going on. The motivation. I mean, hey, kill off Jason. You know how I feel. That would be, holy shit, that's the best thing he's writing as far as I'm concerned.
I think Gabe had hit it on the nail earlier, that the Batman is fiction. It's fantasy too. And that is why Batman doesn't kill the Joker, because it's fiction. It's not supposed to be like, like what would you do? It would, Batman's supposed to be a little bit of this aspirational hero doing something quite fictional. Yes, a human thing would be to just eliminate the source of constant murder. But no, this is, the character we're talking about, Batman. He's not going. That's what makes it fiction. That's what makes it fantasy. That's,
I'm going to say Sully is right because he's saying I'm right. So of course Sully's right.
Yes.
But it's not just Batman. It's Batman and the world he occupies. Mm-hmm. Gotham City is not New York City. Gotham City is New York City in a dark universe with a little bit of a fantasy element, because there's magic, right? There's magic things that happen. There's all kinds of alien things that happen. It's not the window. It's not the world outside your window.
Yeah, that's because it's Chicago.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, but if you
And
look at the
that's
old map,
Chicago
if
right
you look
now.
at the old maps, it's in southern New Jersey. But whatever. But the whole point is, if you ground it immediately, that answers that question, and then answers every other question. Why doesn't Bruce Wayne use his billions to cure, Gotham of its ills and feed? Because it's not the real world. It's a fantasy world. Because if you gave everybody money and fed the hungry and take all the homeless off the street and give everybody houses, and he uses all his billions to fix all the problems, a demon would materialize in the middle of the street and just lay waste to half a city block.
Also, they'd all be homeless again in a month.
Exactly right. Because Scarecrow would poison the city water again, or Ra's al Ghul would unleash a bunch of ninjas on the GCPD. Though you can't solve real world problems in the fictional world when those fictional world has other problems besides those real world problems. So to the point of, can Batman kill the Joker? He could, but honestly, it wouldn't matter. And if he did that, it just basically, it's not the same story anymore. It's a different world altogether.
You know who should kill the Joker? Jim Gordon. I think that, in a line of duty, he could totally do it, especially because now we have this flashback scene that addresses Joker did murder Sarah Essen, his wife. You know what I mean? So that happened now in this post Dark Crisis and Infinite Earths continuity. I mean, okay, I was wondering, is Sarah Essen still alive in this story somewhere? But no, she's dead. Joker still killed her.
I would agree with you, and I would think that would be a great creative choice to have Jim Gordon kill the Joker. Here's the problem. That would never stick. DC Comics is not in the place right now where they would let that change stay permanent.
Well, right.
No, they also
Resurrection
did
Magic,
entire Joker series where Jim Gordon was hunting him down, with the help of some villains to try and kill Joker. And it didn't work.
Didn't stick.
But my big problem with the Hush too is it's so hard to buy into the concept because the Jim Lee art isn't quite as spectacular as it used to be, and we're just revisiting the same thing. It's it's been established that he's not going to kill the Joker. If you want him dead, do it yourself, Barbara. Go do it yourself, Jason.
The thing is that this series really is so that they can make another book that'll go right next to Hush.
Well, yeah,
and
compact
for the
lines
people that
stuff.
come into the comic store, and I've said this before, you try and show all like Batman. So you show them all the good Batman, and then they settle on Dark Knight Returns, year one, maybe year 100, some of the other things that you can think of, and then Hush. And now you got Hush too. And for those people that only get the solid ones, they're gonna love Hush too. You know what I mean?
Is it still selling? Because I know obviously the initial orders were huge.
I actually have started reading it before finding out we were going to be talking about it. And I'm somewhere in between the readers that only read the trades and read Batman all the time. And I didn't hate it. I'm not hating it, but I also don't really care. So it's not really a great story, but it's an easy story to read, which is a lot to say compared to some of the Batman that's been going on before this. An easy, shitty story with Batman is better than a hard to read shitty story of Batman,
Fair.
What's the interest level in Matt Fraction on Batman?
I don't think it's necessarily high, but I am thinking that, hey, if he is A game, Matt Fraction, this could be really, really solid. He has had a higher A game than Zdarsky did, and that's why I called him into question before the second issue came out.
I know 2 people have read the first issue.
Yeah, what are they saying?
It sounds like it's not his A game.
Yeah, well,
it sounds like more like an Iron Man comic book than a Batman.
I like Iron Man. I like his Iron Man. But I read halfway through, and then finished it. And I know there were people that had problems with other things. Fear. What was that stupid miniseries?
Fear Itself.
But yeah, I've enjoyed Matt Fraction. I'm not a big Matt Fraction fan, but I think it could be good. We'll see. I'm getting the first issue. I'm going heavy on that.
The art's going to be good.
Yeah, well, for sure. I mean,
I love
if it's just
the new colors on the suit.
If it's just a solid Batman book and paired with Absolute Batman and some of the other books that they have and some of the books that they have coming out, It's a number one.
Did you see the last issue of Absolute Batman, Yule?
No, I don't
Or
read
is-
that right now,
Oh,
but
wow.
I got a
Ooh.
lot of people. Dude, I'm selling it like crazy. I'm upping my numbers on that right now, and the trades are coming in soon. I'm gonna probably sit down with those and check them out.
They're
Yeah.
fun. They're really fun.
I just don't really have a whole lot of time for an absolute universe too.
Did you get to check it out, Josh? Because I thought that was the best issue of anything Absolute so far.
If I'm being honest, I don't like Absolute Batman. This is something that I've disliked that Scott Snyder does. I hate that he makes this world feel smaller because Batman's somehow connected to or friends with or whatever with everyone. He tried doing that in his main run. He's doing it here. It's a little too over the top for me. Like I was rolling my eyes when I was reading about all the shit that they pulled out of Bruce's body. Like I was like, enough. Like okay, but
Well,
I
once
get
he gets out there into Arkham and is exploring and seeing all the weird stuff, and you see him get beat up by Bane, I thought it was great.
It's just not for me. I get some people are loving it, and I don't want to take that away from them, but I am not that guy.
I'm not loving, or I haven't loved the entire series, but that last issue I thought was over the top amazing.
Yeah, no, it was.
What do you
over the
think,
top.
Gabe? Were you in on that one? Did you think,
I love the last issue a lot. I really did enjoy that issue. And Josh, I was with you, especially at the beginning. But the way I look at it is, this is not Batman. This is, as Doc would be prone to saying, big dumb Batman, right? He's kind of a psycho. He's a killer. He's a psycho, and
I don't think is he a killer for real?
Yeah, he blew up all the
he was blowing up party animals with grenades. I mean, and they're like, non-lethal grenades. Come on, give me a break. It's illegal.
It's
non-lethal. It's a non-lethal grenade. So stupid. He reminds me of have you ever seen Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome? And then you had Master Blaster, right? You had the Master and the Blaster. He's like Blaster with a little bit more smarts. he's just like this bull in the China shop.
Master Blaster runs bar to town.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Embargo.
2 men enter, 1 man leave. I mean, it's that whole thing, and it's almost that. If you want to think of it that way, think of Absolute Batman as a post-apocalyptic successor to the current day Batman. Imagine it's like in a different future where the world just sort of went a little bit more crazy, and he's just sort of taking up the mantle.
Though. It's made a Darkside.
Yeah. He's a crazy guy, right? It's
Darkside
exactly that.
Man.
No, so it's almost a post-apocalyptic kind of Batman, where the guy who puts on the suit is a smart but crazy guy, and he's accepted for what it is. So you're right, Josh, in the sense that putting like gas pills underneath his skin as a hiding way to kind of hide weapons and all that stuff. Yeah, that would never work for Batman. But in a way, I almost don't look at this as Batman. It's sort of its own thing, but inspired by Batman.
I don't look at this as Batman. I'm just saying, like, I don't like crazy absurd, and to me, this is that crazy absurd where I'm like,
when he's drop kicking kids into the ocean. He beats up so many criminals, they run out of ambulances to get him, and you got a guy in a rickshaw getting his.
Yeah, he stabbed Black Mask through the eyes with his cowl ears and all that stuff. Is like, how is that not lethal? You just basically
the other concerning thing about this though is there's a large audience online that's like, oh, this is what Batman should be, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
That's where you have to draw the line. You could say no, the mainstream Batman can never be that because it just doesn't work. Because it doesn't work.
The problem is DC doesn't know how to say no right now to certain things. So.
They probably shouldn't. It's selling. It's the only thing they got that's selling. It's closing the gap on Marvel.
Now, where it's really going to come into play, which is I'm cautiously sort of, I'm not sure exactly what to think about it, is eventually these guys got to come together, right? Because they're going to face Darkside. Absolute Batman doesn't seem like it fits with anything going on, or even thematically, tone, with Absolute Wonder Woman, with Absolute Flash, with whatever the hell Martian Manhunter is supposed to be.
The weirdest one.
I mean,
how are freaking Green Lantern? It's weird too.
How is any of this supposed to come together? I mean, and Scott Snyder said it outright. They're going to come together because Darkseid has returned or is returning or something. It's not quite clear. They're making it sound like Darkseid died, but he's like re-emerging, but at the same time he's not. And he's always I don't know.
He's a god. So there is a theme of death and rebirth with all the god characters, either on Marvel or on DC. That's just a part of their story.
It's really just, but that's the discontinuity between whatever's going on in the absolute universe and what's going on, for example, in the New Gods, right? Because there, Darkseid is died, and this child is supposed to be ascending to take his place. All the stuff that's going on, it's all weird and sort of, but it's very discontinuous. It doesn't feel like it's cohesive. And then you're telling me it's all going to come together, and I'm looking at them like, how's that supposed to come together? And Absolute Green Lantern. I like the ideas in Absolute Green Lantern because I see that, Josh. I saw you put the comment up there. I like the ideas in there, but the execution is really bad. Because it's not written like a story. It's just written like these things are just popping in randomly, and it's supposed to shock you with the cosmic horror elements, but it's not coming together.
Right.
So imagine trying to put Absolute Green Lantern together with Absolute Batman. How?
Right. I mean, I don't see how Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Superman, all of them, they don't really feel like they're even inhabiting the same Earth. They're really
think about Absolute Martian Manhunter. You've got the White Martian shows up and he's turning the city insane to where they're wanting to hurt each other and stuff like that.
But
this is the Absolute Universe. Why the fuck do you need that guy to do it? You have the Darkseid energy. Wasn't that the entire fucking point? Like, what are you doing?
And in this issue, this week's issue,
Dennis Camp.
Yeah. Of Absolute Martian Manhunter, you do have John Jones saying Darkseid is, as he slips into some kind of coma. So on the last page. So I think
and people were complaining like that somehow there was some big reveal. Why is that a bit? You've heard Darkseid is in multiple issues already at this point. Why is that a big reveal? And who cares?
Superman.
And over in Superman 28 this week too, which is on Earth Prime Zero.
I mean, is that supposed to be foreshadowing?
I think so. Yeah.
If it is, it's really badly done. That doesn't give me like, ooh, it's supposed to be a cool, wild moment. It's not. Darkseid is. We've heard Darkseid is for years now. What does that have to do with anything? Oh, somebody said it. Oh, and what does that mean? What? And like we haven't heard that before. Who cares? Why is that a big reveal? Why are you acting like that's a big deal? It's not. Oh my goodness.
So, people, Doc, you're obviously more of a Marvel X-Men aficionado. Yeah. But there's one thing that can get you over to Batman, at least for a short run. It's Jim Lee art.
Yeah.
Was it enough?
Well, I haven't read 161 yet. I didn't get to a comic shop this week because I was out of town. I got the other issues so far. I mean, I'm fine with it. Is it the deepest Batman story I've ever read? Fuck no. Is it even like attempting to be? Not really. It's Hush is back and tormenting Batman by putting him in morally questionable positions that he has to make a decision on what to do. The end. I think everybody trying to expecting this to be like super deep, super anything. You're asking for fucking too much.
The original, they promoted it as an event book.
The event is Jim Lee's drawing it again. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Not the story.
Yeah.
That the event is Jim Lee's drawing again. And he's
the event of Hush is that Jim Lee's drawing it. It's not like Hush was the greatest story either.
Well, Hush was we all know the story of what Hush was supposed to be until everybody guessed it the same way that they all guessed that everybody on Lost was already dead. So they had to change the story and then pretend that that they didn't change the story.
Thanks for telling me about Lost, man.
I mean, everybody knew, everybody guessed 10 episodes in, they're all dead.
Oh, it wasn't even that long, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I
was like, this ain't real.
Yeah. And everybody guessed, Jason Todd's back from the dead. So they had to swerve on you.
Mm-hmm.
So the original wasn't even that deep. It was, Jason Todd's back from the dead. He's putting Batman through the gauntlet because he wants to, get his revenge for, I don't know, not getting revenge on him.
I guess that's a better story, too.
It is.
Man.
Yes, it was a much better story.
Tommy Elliott would have been a red herring? Holy cow.
Yeah.
He could be a person that is an ally to him instead.
Yeah, Tommy Elliott would have should have absolutely been a red herring. And it should have just been Jason Todd. They should have never dropped that just because people guessed it. Yeah. 2 issues in.
Dude, that's going back to wrestling. a lot of times you know what's going to happen. You're looking forward to it, and then there's swerves along the way.
Exactly.
Obstacles to get through.
The big reveal that it was me all along, Austin.
It was me all along.
Yeah, I mean, if unless your reveal, if you're going to do like who is it kind of mystery, unless your reveal is super clever, your other option is you've got to build anticipation for it. You've got to build that tension so it locks you in. So when the reveal comes, even if you know it, you get that satisfaction level that it's okay, I was right. And you feel that validation and you feel that satisfaction. So in that sense, it didn't build up as much as it could have to really kind of make that reveal pay off, even if you guessed it. And in a sense, in this conversation, I kind of feel personally validated by this conversation, because I remember when they made the announcement that we're going to do Hush 2, I said, I don't think this is going to be a big deal. I think it's going to be, because the original Hush, even though it's got it's got some recognition for it, mostly I think because of Jim Lee coming back and doing the art on the first one, is we're too far removed from the original. It's just too far off, and it was a thing for its time, and it made its bank, sure. But is anybody really clamoring for more Hush? Has anybody in the last 10 years saying, "Oh God, I really need another Hush story"?
We got that with Josh Williamson. We got Shush.
Yeah, there's been a handful of
funny.
Hush stories in the interim.
Shush was so stupid, but the point is,
You got Hush.
everything about this story.
That's the best ones.
Everything about the story felt like a cheap kind of like gimmick. It was almost like the whole thing is just a gimmick, not even a gimmick. The whole thing is a gimmick.
That's what all those comics were doing back then, and this is just representing that, in a smaller format.
They didn't. What you're getting is, you can tell that they didn't write this story because it was an interesting story that needed to be told. You can tell that there was like, we need to fill a few months, even with a delay. And what do we got that we can, boost some numbers here temporarily until we can get to the next writer, because Zdarsky blew it.
Hey,
so how can we fill that with a cash grab? The whole thing is a cash grab.
I have a question, because I've really just not been paying attention. I know that Batman was delayed, and there's probably going to be a couple more delays, even though they're probably lying about it right now, on the Jim Lee Hatouche. But so did Zdarsky's Batman actually, like Batman #1, already come out?
Matt Fraction's Batman #1 comes out on time in September. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, September.
So how do we know he just made him Batman or Iron Man?
We've got a few copies.
Okay. All right.
I can't give you details.
No. There's so it's not out. We just know that it's done, completed, and leaked.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. Okay, cool. All right. That's what I need. I thought it actually came out, and I was like, oh, they did the thing where they're going to put out like issue 1 before
they are going to do that.
164.
163 and 164 will come out after issue #1. Is that's weird, isn't it, Yule?
It's it doesn't help. I don't think it helps. It can be confusing for people that don't come in the store regularly. I don't really have to suffer that. It's mostly regulars anyway, but I can, it's hard to did I get this? I get this? I get that. That's a question I hear more often than not. Did I get this?
Can't remember. All right, so Josh, here's my pitch for killing off the Joker. What you do, not Batman, you don't have Batman do it. You have Red Hood do it. They take Joker's body, the League of Shadows or somebody, they throw him in a Lazarus pit, and he comes back like super, like hyper, like sane, and becomes a good guy. And he's like Batman's right-hand man, like the new Lucius Fox.
So you Sean Gordon Murphy?
I was going to exactly say that.
Yeah, but isn't that what they're doing with everybody now? It's like, what do you want to do with? I like
Norman Osborn.
Osborn. I like it. Lex Luthor, but it's gonna get to the point where, like, I don't even know if the Cheetah's a bad guy anymore. Bad chick anymore. All this stuff. Is that the only thing we have? I mean, this is not a slam against you, Wes, but do we have to do another one?
No, that was my joke.
Oh, okay.
We can turn him into a hero.
I'd agree with you.
I mean, I think there's room for
Red
creativity.
Skull
There.
needs to be a good guy. Someone put in chat.
Somebody put it. I can't remember if it was. I
Well,
can't remember if it was somebody on the panel or somebody in chat. There's an idea that I like better. I want to see Barbara Gordon kill the Joker, and because
Go to prison.
no,
Ooh,
she does
we
it.
can have a prison
She gets
Barbara
away with
Gordon
it. She gets away with it because Batman covers for her, but that puts them at odds. And so now she's on the other fence of what Batman thinks.
Batman's got all the evidence that proves it
Right.
was her, but he's not.
And
turning
so
it over.
she says, "I'm out of the Bat family," and she winds up partnering with Jason Todd. And so the two of them become like this really weird, ugly, dysfunctional couple that takes on Gotham crime because Batman won't do the hard thing that he needs to do. And so
And
now
then they
you have
kill
this.
Nightwing because he's all upset because Jason took his girl.
Now you've got drama for days. Now you've got
Drama
drama
for
for days.
days.
This is horrible. I do not like any of this.
Oh, I tell you, that's
a
I don't
pro wrestling
even care. I'm not
storyline,
even
Aaron.
that is
invested
that
in
is an
those
Eisner
characters.
winning idea right there.
That is
an
a
Eisner
pro
winning
wrestling
idea
heel
right there.
turn if I've ever heard one.
I will say I don't mind the idea of Barbara
Barbara
being the one
Gordon.
to do it because
Yeah.
Barbara has had times in the past where she's kind of had thoughts of like not necessarily just the Joker, but how effective are we actually being? Even if you go back to Legends of the Dark Knight, I think it was like one of the first issues. There's a story that features Huntress and it's Commissioner Gordon and Batman. And you've got Gordon pretty much saying, "Hey, I think she might be right," talking about Huntress, and then saying how much that just kind of brashness that's in her, he also sees in Barbara. So you've got precedent going all the way back to the early 90s that it's like, all right, you can kind of run with this.
Now, borrowing on Wes's idea, she kills him. That puts her on the other side of the fence from Batman, and without a
Nightwing.
home, basically, excommunicated from the family. She winds up partnering up with Jason Todd and said, "Look, if you can't support me, this person will." And they become sort of a dysfunctional couple, kind of a dynamic duo of their own sort, but with a harder edge. But while that's happening, I'll borrow from Wes and say somebody steals Joker's body, and maybe he goes off with Talia and Ra's al Ghul, and he's sort of kept there as a break in case of emergency type of time bomb where they choose to resurrect him at the right moment. And then you could build that up as a story that lasts over a year or two, where at that pinnacle moment, they choose to put him in the Lazarus pit, resurrect him, and then use him as some sort of weapon of mass destruction against all of Gotham. Eisner. That's an Eisner idea right there. This is free, DC. This is free.
Free. I will say this whole idea of getting some of the typical Bat family to kind of go against, not go against Batman, but just kind of separate themselves as like, okay, we do have to
Gotham
become.
War was.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
just say, we do need to operate as anti-heroes because it is more effective. If you have a group, just separate and do that and stick with that, because that's a problem. Like DC's like, oh, Jason Todd, he's the killer. He doesn't kill anyone anymore. Like he's just, we say it, we talk about how bad he is, but he never does anything bad. But when DC was doing their writers summit thing where they were trying to get new writers in, there was a DC writer that was like, hey, you should submit. So I did. But I had a pitch for a Batman and the Outsiders, and that was pretty much the pitch. But you had Midnighter, because that was when he was still in the group. You had Midnighter part of it, Katana part of it. So you've got all these people that are anti-heroes that kind of stopped going the killer methods for a little bit and just have them be like, this isn't working. Anyway.
If you had Babs kill Joker, that would instantly break up her and Dick. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Honestly. They're terrible together. I cringe now.
It would exactly to the point, right? I like the stories where there are downstream consequences, where there are shakeups, where there are things that you can build on in different kinds of stories. There are different paths you could take. You have Barbara kill Joker, even if his death doesn't last because of Lazarus Pit, whatever nonsense. It destroys the relationship with Nightwing. It destroys her relationship with Batman. It puts her on the side of Jason Todd, where there's sort of like a kind of a weird kind of, maybe they're together,
Bonnie
maybe
and
not.
Clyde, man.
They're partners in
heroes.
crime, literally, and all these different things that you could do and build upon that. get a story like that, and then you can have consequences, and then you can tell all kinds of different stories, and then build to something else. Where is there reconciliation in the future, where some massive event brings them back together, and they have to heal, and they have to kind of reconcile with what they've done, and Batman's complicit nature of protecting Barbara from being arrested, and all these things that could happen. That's the kind of storytelling DC should be thinking about as a long-term play.
Let's hear for the peoples. I guess we accidentally discussed your idea, Decrepit. I didn't see this one. So kill Joker, and then if you want it back, Lazarus play it. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
That's
or
the way you got
Magic.
the Lazarus play.
We got Magic. I mean, like,
Or
kill
you can play
Joker.
the 3 Jokers idea that there's
Yeah.
only 2 Jokers now.
I mean, kill Joker and make him like the king of hell for like a couple of years. You know what I mean?
What is he,
And
fucking Shredder?
something like that. You know?
So we're playing Fuck, Marry, Kill with the Joker and the Joker.
So
and the
this one-
Joker.
yeah, F Joker, marry Joker, kill Joker. There's 3 of them, man. Come on.
Well, I know the best way to handle that. So off of Gotham City, we discovered that there's a new island, and that island is called Krakoa. Right? So
Oh my
And
Plant
god.
we
clones.
send all the Batman
Millions of
villains
dollars.
to Krakoa, and then they come over to Gotham whenever they need to. He kills them, and they just come back.
Mr. DC Comics, what character in comics can you name? You all name that killed their main villain and benefited from it, because people want Batman to kill, but never talk extensively about the characters that do kill. Well, certainly Punisher's killed a lot of his main villains.
Yeah. But you know, I guess you could say Norman.
Yeah, he
Green
was
Spider-Man
Goblin.
did kill Norman.
But I mean, then
You got
and
that
ever
out of the
since they
way.
brought him back, he's had Jokeritis too, where they can't seem to go more than like 3 issues without somehow
I
talking.
don't think it's that bad.
It's not that frequent, but it's Jokeritis where they can't go for any significant period of time without fucking Norman being involved. The same way
Yeah.
Batman can't go for any significant period of time without finding out it was the Joker all along.
And then he was running Shield or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sword.
okay.
Or no,
I was about to say
started it
Spider-Man
Dark
or
Avengers.
Craven.
Dark
Yeah.
He
Avengers.
didn't kill Craven. Craven killed himself.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spidey's look, he
I-
only killed one person, Spider-Man.
And,
Gwen
addi-
Stacy.
and additionally, Craven wasn't a main Spider-Man villain.
Yeah.
He was kind of a
I mean,
joke
he-
up until that point. And
I mean, he was Sinister Six, you know.
yeah, but
Just
he
fighting
was
for him
he
now.
was not really considered
Those
a
shoes. Those little
major-
flipper shoes. I just
yeah,
can't
it was
find
all
them,
the slippers.
you know?
It was because of the ballet slippers.
Well, Batman did kill Joker, Josh, in the first issue.
Yeah. I mean, those very early issues, he killed a few people, and then they decided let's not go that route, and it's pretty much been changed ever since.
Mhm.
Well,
aside
Bob
from
King's a hack, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He didn't
Well,
really create it. Yeah.
no,
I mean,
he lifted. Shoot, what was it?
Everything.
Yeah.
everything.
Bill Finger.
Well, I mean, that's so it's kind of like I know he would fight about it, but Rob Liefeld talking about Deadpool. You know, I created the character, but we know who really created the character. We don't have to talk about it here, but I don't think it was really Rob.
Joe Kelly and Ed McGuinness.
Got
Oh
it.
God! You know what Yule just did to us? He did one of those tweets like, "We all knew who killed or who created
Blind
the real
item.
Deadpool,
So I learned
but
that
you
from
ain't
the
ready
best.
for that conversation yet." That's what that was.
But
That
it
was
could
that
lead
tweet.
into the next one if we ever get to it.
Blind item to
man.
Rob Liefeld.
Fucking blind.
Well, I mean, that's
Oh,
the same
man.
argument with what was it, Mr. A and the Question, and that whole setup there.
Well, yeah, for sure. But that at least was the same person.
Yeah.
Wraith X7. The question shouldn't be should Batman kill the Joker, but should the death penalty be installed in the state of Gotham? Because of Joker. And that is the weird thing. If they know that they can't hold him in Arkham Asylum, and they've proven that plenty of times, they probably should just,
Well, the
Take more.
argument is he's criminally insane and not competent to stand trial. That's
at this point, Gotham, you'd think would get pretty cynical to that idea. Be like, I fucking hate these psychologists that we got. They say all these dickheads are fucking crazy, yet they're always escaping fucking prison.
that's
They must be
actually
pretty smart.
that's the Batman series story that we need to tell. A group of citizens that like covertly get together and start killing every
Yes.
court-appointed psychologist
Hire
that
Deathstroke.
keep diagnosing these people as criminally insane and unfit to stand trial.
Dude, yeah, there was a fanfic challenge, and I wrote this thing that like it was the wives, the widows of all the GCPD officers that Joker killed, put together their insurance money to hire Deathstroke to kill Joker, do something that Batman was just not able to do.
That's kind of like the bones of a decent story there, Josh. When you find out actually behind Gotham is a secret, group of, we'll call them white billionaires, something like that are ensuring that people like Joker and Riddler and Penguin never get off the street because they would lose control of the city if it wasn't crime-riddled, and allows them to cash in on all these like insurance policies or something like that.
So what should have done with Court of Owls?
I was about to say that is what they should have done with Court of Owls. Yeah,
but it's the bones of a good story. There's a big giant conspiracy going against Batman. He's the only thing, keeping the city from absolutely falling apart.
Well, and then you can have that really cool confrontation, and you can't really take the guy down, and he threatens him, and then the guy just kind of laughs at him as Batman has to walk away at the end of the story.
So he becomes that Trump King guy from Wonder Woman.
You could call it that. Come on.
What's his name? Morgan Edge?
No. The fucking guy from Wonder Woman.
It could be the Sovereign. It could be he was the one doing it.
We got a bunch of guys like that are available. And it doesn't have to be a guy. Huh?
Maybe it's
Talia and robots.
Right Shadows.
Wait, are you saying it can be a they them?
No, I'm hoping a girl boss with a
it could be the influence of the Source Wall.
Hey man, there's that rich broad in Nightwing's book right now that's causing problems.
It could be Nightwing's secret sister.
Melinda Zuko
like going face, right?
No. Wait, which one was the one that
he's
was
talking about? The one that's the mayor, or no, she owns the company that's outfitting the city with the weapons.
Guys, no, I got it. We get a story. Martha Wayne actually never died, and she's been like puppeteer.
Please don't do that.
All right, Andrew.
Please don't do that.
No,
that's what should have been. She should have been Shush.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you assume that she's associated with Hush, and it turns out Martha Wayne was never associated with Hush. She's just Shush because you're not supposed to talk about her. Dr. Touchdown, genuine question. If Batman hates killing, how does he rationalize police officers and SWAT killing criminals in defense on the job? Also, hi, Sully.
Hi, Dr. Touchdown.
Well, he's not ordained.
I have fans, yo.
I mean, he's taking his crime fighting on himself. Not legal.
Because it is a fictional universe, I don't think the cops are like killing a lot of people unless they're the bad guys. You know what I mean?
Well, cops have there's this the social contract of police and line of duty and protecting the public good and everything. So you can expect the police to use lethal force, yes. But Batman, that's what makes him fictional. That's what makes him a fantasy. That he uses non-lethal means to take care of his problems, and that's just part and parcel with and when you enter,
as soon as he
Batman's
starts killing, he becomes a criminal, and he can no longer justify his existence.
Yeah, and it takes away from that that fantasy aspect. Like, why doesn't Batman kill? Because it's a fantasy, and that's kind of simple.
Ask those questions so many times, and we get them back to back to back to back. Batman's been having a lot of his family question his motives for the last 3 years.
And he's been losing Gotham a lot.
Yeah, exactly. 3 years, maybe 5 years.
Hey,
COVID time.
Dave,
I'd be fine. This is our way of getting rid of the fucking Bat family. I'd be happy about it.
But this is how it is.
Mr. DC Comics. I think we all know there are real life Jokers that everybody knows are criminals and walk around free every day. So I don't think Joker staying alive is as far fetched as people think. That is an interesting point. I did just watch the Epstein documentary that was on Netflix, and the fact that he was released with all the amount of people that they had, an amount of testimony against him, definitely shows you there are people out there that are above the law.
Yeah,
at least the first time.
At least the first. Well, To some degree, yeah.
Cool.
I mean, hey man, when you
It was overturned, and they did obviously get him back in jail, and that's when he.
Well, I was just gonna say, when you can afford lawyers that can gum up the works like nobody's business, you know, it's hard to. It's hard, and when these prosecutors don't want to take a case they can't win, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
Got a lot of lawyers.
that in the warlord perspective of we can't let our secrets out, you know, like
Right. And I think Joker staying alive is just the opposite side of the fantasy of Batman not killing. What is Joker? Joker is something known.
He's chaos.
He's a cipher.
Well,
a cipher
Batman
is
is order.
anything. A cipher is anything story needs him to be in order to motivate the story and to get the protagonist to do what he does, or he, you know, Joker is anything the writer needs him to be to challenge Batman, and the Joker gets away.
Yeah, gets away. That's the important thing. Oh, I thought he died. He didn't die.
No, he got away.
And
That's
he
the whole,
licked
like,
his
wah,
wounds.
wah.
And it took a couple years, or however long it is in comic book time, and he finally got his gang back together in a plan. And
Now
here he
he's
is
a
again.
copyrighted Joker fish.
But instead, we gotta get a Joker series if he's not in the freaking comic book, or even if he is, it doesn't matter. Joker.
But in a just society, Josh, Joker would be dead by somehow. But somebody would have killed him, or he would have got the death penalty. You can't kill that many
He
people.
would have ended up like Omar in the Wire. There's some kid would have come up to him and popped him. You know, yeah.
Very good stuff. We'll love to talk about some Batman, but we did get some big news out of San Diego Comic-Con. This is something that we've discussed in hushed tones for years, Doc. We've got the John Byrne Elsewhen story that he's been creating and releasing, but not really charging or making any money for it.
Yeah.
And we do know that one of the first things that C.B. Cebulski did when he became the EIC at Marvel was to approach John Byrne about acquiring the rights to Elsewhen. And it appears that has happened, and they are going to release his Elsewhen stories, which I believe is 30-something issues in trades, you know, probably this year. Isn't that awesome?
Well, we know that when CB came on board, one of the first things he did was approach John Byrne. We assumed that it was about Elsewhen. I don't know if
he
anybody
had a hamburger on a plate and he was
yeah. I mean, he also could have been like asking for like John Byrne's recipe for poutine. But regardless, no, I mean, I think this is really good. I think it's good for Marvel. Here's the thing, though. It's not being done through Marvel.
Abrams.
It's Abrams
publishing it.
So
Abrams did that Fantastic Four by Alex Ross that Marvel didn't publish.
Exactly. So
and they're doing like an Avengers one also, which sounds good. Oh yeah, Chip Kidd and Michael Chip Kidd. This is outside comic books, people. Chip Kidd.
Yes. So I think that this is. I think that maybe CB approached Byrne about doing it, and Byrne basically told him to piss off, probably because they weren't going to pay him much of anything. But he also realized that there was a market for it. So all he had to do was, he probably saw what happened with the Alex Ross, Fantastic Four thing, and basically approached Abrams, being like, "Hey, so I have this thing I had been doing for the last couple of years, and I've just been putting it on my website, and it's, just pencils, no ink, no color, and it's my word balloons, my script. Maybe we could clean it up, add some color, add some inking, talk to Marvel, get them to commission you doing, giving you the green light to publish this, and let's make this happen." And I think Marvel's going to once again kick themselves, like
they're going to make good money off of it.
They're going to make they're going to make okay money off of it, but they don't make big money off of these.
But we'll see how. But all right, so one of the reasons I think it's a good thing is because Abrams, for what it's worth, is in bookstores.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know about
100%.
bookstores right
It's
now.
respected.
And, these are solid,
perennial
higher priced items, than what sells in these places usually.
Did Abrams publish Eddie Piscor's X-Men Grand Design?
No, that was
that was Marvel.
That was Marvel.
Okay.
Did that.
Marvel did that. Marvel published it as monthlies. Then they published it as treasury editions, and then they published just standard trades, and I think an omnibus.
Dude, I think old-timers are going to be really excited for this thing, though.
Yes, I think the Byrne Robotics forums people are going to be hyped about getting this in published format. I think that this is going to be another one of those possibly wake-up calls to Marvel.
Yeah.
Of oh fuck. All those people that kept saying they just wanted classic X-Men and stopped giving us your Labitiqua gay fanfic.
Orgy Island.
Maybe they're right. You can actually make money telling actual superhero. And remember,
Holy shit, people showed up.
It wasn't that long ago that some of the folks in Marvel said, well, John Byrne doesn't sell anymore. Nobody would buy a comic. His art style is outdated.
They're selling the facsimiles every
month. They make the
facsimiles
all the time.
Every month we've had an Uncanny X-Men on John Byrne Marvel facsimile that's come out.
I can't wait till they start doing the Avengers ones.
Last one was $6.99.
George Perez and John Byrne and George Perez and John Byrne.
Exactly,
and that's why I think my personal reaction to this, and I think there are some other people who feel the same way, is it's mixed. On the one hand, it's very positive. All right, John Byrne did. If you've read those pages, they're amazing. I mean, they're very much quintessential, classic, 100% X-Men as you knew them and loved them, and to get that in a pristine, colored, professionally inked format that you can put in your hand, that's great news. All great. And Marvel is going to it's going through Abrams, but Marvel's going to make their money off it. At the same time, so that's the positive. At the same time, this absolutely is going to embarrass the X Office, because nothing, and I mean nothing, that Brevoort and his cast of hooligans in the X Office is producing anything that's even remotely close to this good. Not even close.
Well,
it's going to make them look like clowns.
So, hold on a second. I'm going to defend Marvel for a second, and I'm going to current Marvel. Because
welcome to Yule's moot court.
A ton of stuff has happened since Byrne is picking up the story that's going to be excluded altogether, including everything Chris Claremont did after he left.
Yeah, it's an alternate timeline.
I'm just saying, all of that shit compared to Byrne, as far as Byrne's concerned. You know what I mean? That's Cable. That's freaking Wolverine getting his metal taken out. Bone Claws,
Genosha, everything.
Grant Morrison and Krakoa. It doesn't matter. It's all gone. And yes, the X Office might be embarrassed, but, Byrne's got a point of view, and it's going to be jarring.
But there's a difference between a Yahoo like you or me or anybody else on the panel having a point of view. But it's different when you have a point of view and then you back it up by producing the work to prove it. And I think in Byrne's case, he's backing up with the work.
He's ignoring everything.
Yeah.
He's not. He's not saying this fucking shit sucks, and I'm going to show them how to do it. He said, everything is unimportant.
This is Uncanny X-Men issue 144,
right?
Through
exactly.
about
That's all I'm saying.
175.
I mean, it should embarrass them if it does better than their books. And as far as
I predict it will
is concerned, it will do, because you know how price works. I mean, it's going to make that money, but it's not like he's actually saying, "Oh yeah, you're not really doing a good stuff with Cyclops today. Let me use all the information that has happened, and I'm going to show you how to do it." He's saying, I'm doing it just the way I did it.
Yeah.
And nothing matters.
I think that there was a opportunity here that I don't think Marvel took advantage of. I think I legitimately believe John Byrne took advantage of this and went to Abrams to get this thing done, rather than Marvel doing it. Otherwise, Marvel would be publishing it, and they would be publishing it as Uncanny X-Men.
They'd be publishing it as 5-issue miniseries.
Uncanny X-Men issue 144B. And everything would have been issue 145B. And
this is like the Spider-Man, the Mexican
Spider-Man. Yes.
They got to get that going. I just don't understand how that's never happened.
And
I
understand how it's never happened.
Well,
yeah,
I'm
They
just
got
saying,
monkeys
Well, they
running
won't
Marvel.
pay.
How that's never happened.
make it happen.
they won't pay him.
Well, maybe
and
Abrams will do it.
I guarantee Abrams did.
Well, they had to. But it's cool though.
I mean,
it's
like,
exciting.
I mean, much better money than Marvel. I believe that, CB went and talked to him, tried to work out a deal. The money was nowhere close. He's like, fuck yes, I'll keep it on my website and give it away for free rather than take whatever pocket lint and change that you people are fucking offering me. And then he went and started shopping it to everybody that they do business with in outside of the direct market. Hell, I wouldn't have been surprised if he shuck and shopped this thing to Panini for original publication in Europe. And then import. So yeah, he's doing this. He realized that there's real money to be made here, because if Marvel's offering him pocket lint for it, that means that it's because they're gonna make bank. They believe they'd make bank on it, and wanted to fuck him over again because that's the only thing they do. So he went around him.
Well, he doesn't like Marvel. I mean, he's pretty much has said that. If I'm not mistaken. He's got a no reason to want to care.
Oh no! I understand that, but I'm trying to think back to when was his last real work. Was it? It was after Untold Tales.
He did chapter 1. He did Spider-Man, and he wrote Hulk for a while.
But was that before or after he I'm just trying to remember if that's after he raged
X-Men Hidden Years 1 through 22.
Oh yeah, the X-Men
2001.
I forgot that. Yeah.
2001?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's been 24 years since John Byrne.
So what you read is you read X-Men Hidden Years, and then you read all the Chris Claremont to end of John Byrne, and then you read Elsewhen, and then
but he used to do some IDW stuff with Star Trek and Jurassic Park and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was just talking about Marvel.
Yeah, just talking about Marvel.
But yeah, so I think that this is going to go well. I think if Marvel is smart after this is out, well, afterwards they're going to try to actually
acquire the rights to do the individual single issues.
Yeah, to do the single issues and punch them out literally with original number. Or they'll, you know what? No, they're too fucking stupid to just attach it and start it at issue 144. They will try to do it as split up miniseries.
Yeah. So they've been doing. Right now we're getting an Emma Frost miniseries set in like 30 years ago.
Terrible. The art
is terrible, isn't it?
The art's pretty good, but it's terrible.
Yeah.
Great DNA covers.
So if it's set like 30
covers
years
are fantastic.
If it's set 30 years ago, is it like preteen Emma?
No,
maybe I'm exaggerating, but it's not in continuity.
Yeah,
she's in Buenos Aires.
It's like uncanny.
It is in continuity, just
like 150-ish, 160-ish.
Okay, so
I forget, isn't it like right in her Hellfire?
Yeah,
Hellfire days, kind of right in there.
Okay, White Queen, yeah,
before the new X-Men stuff.
Yeah. I was just thinking, is it around the time of that Tsunami series that had all the
Greg Horn covers? With the Greg Horn covers. Hey, this is great for young women to read, and it was. And we're gonna have these Greg Horn covers, Greg Horny covers on them.
The other guy that's
like, how do I show this to some mother? You know, it's got a Greg Horn cover on it.
Wraith X7 says, I wish Marvel would make the Wolverine origin story from X-Men Elsewhen the definitive canon origin for Wolverine in the Marvel Universe.
Well, it's...
Nobody likes Wolverine origin, Doc, anyway.
So. No. We're all sick of him being the the sick
Jim
rich
Allen,
boy.
that one?
The sick rich little
Jesus.
Victorian
That's
boy.
such a shame. That's Paul Jenkins writing that. And
I know.
I stumped for him in many a time. And,
I know.
Oh, that was such dog shit. That book.
Yep.
I'm sorry, guys.
Not quite
really
as dog
bad.
shit as Origin 2.
I don't even want to hear about that one.
The J.D.
I
Way
didn't
one?
even consider that.
The one where like fucking Mr. Sinister was basically a carny.
Uh-huh.
Like he was one of those back in the days, the traveling salesman with an elixir that'll cure all your illness.
Oh, it's like Pete's Dragon.
Yeah.
Those guys that were cutting up the dragon.
Yep.
Or one
Talk about another character that needs to go away for a while.
Mr. Sinister.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You need to find out everything since Kieran Gillen got his hands on him has been not Mr. Sinister.
It's been some kind of foppish gentleman, weird something or other. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Kieran Gillen destroyed that character, and that's the only version we'll ever get again in the comics. The mincing, flamboyant bitch Sinister.
Well, very nice. Well, this is a fun show, guys, but we are going to have to start winding things down, and I definitely want to once again give a big, huge shout out and encourage everybody to go out there and back the Atlantean #3 on Fund My Comic right now. Man is saying, one man claimed his destiny as king. Now that legendary tale continues in the Atlantean #3. After Robert E. Howard's classic, The Shadow Kingdom, King Colin Brule hunt down the hidden empire of the Serpent Men. This is their great hunt. 50 plus pages of premium sword and sorcery in the legendary Savage Sword of Conan style. Beautiful painted covers, traditional black and white art, and stories that honor Robert E. Howard while blazing new trails. Back the Atlantean #3 on Fund My Comic. New readers get our omnibus catch-up tier. Collectors check out our back issue tier with exclusive prints and original art. Your support doesn't just get you an amazing comic, it keeps independent creators alive. Exclusive rewards only available through this campaign. Here's your QR code to support the Atlantean #3 right now, or check the link in the video description, because some legends demand to be told. Very, very cool stuff. And obviously our very own Aaron Sparrow is contributing to that book as an editor. Russ Leach and crew are doing some fantastic stuff, and they've got some really great stuff. If you're a big fan of Robert E. Howard like I am, and you like the King Cole stuff. Very, very nice. So let's talk about some comic books that we want to recommend this week. Josh, you're the Batman expert. We got Batman 161. Is it on your recommend pile?
Hell no.
No.
Yeah, that's a big no for Batman 161. As far as recommendations, I'm gonna go ahead and say Geiger. I'll say Huck, even though I thought this issue of Huck wasn't as good as the first two. What else? Feral came out this past week. I'm loving Feral. If you're not reading it, I definitely say check it out. And what else? It was a big week of books.
Green Lantern, Superman, Space Ghost.
Green Lantern,
Great
Rockefellers, Space Ghost Annual was really good. Yeah, so there's good stuff there.
Very nice. And what should people be looking out for on Pop Guy Culture? And there is a link in the video description if you haven't checked out Josh's channel yet.
Yeah, come see us at Pop by Culture. We're pretty much there Tuesday and Thursday. So Tuesday we're gonna have a Culture Popped episode discussing Fantastic Four. Thursday we'll have Floppy Drop where we'll discuss some of the week's releases for comics, and then we'll go over to League of Comic Geeks and see what other people are thinking and saying about it as well, and see if our opinions align or not. But
they do not. That is the worst sight I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god, it's pathetic.
It's so we go there just to read some of the.
It's like going to Reddit.
Oh my gosh, it's entertaining though. So yeah, but yeah, come hang out with us if you like nerd stuff. Come hang out with us on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Absolutely. And Mr. Yul Carter, the proprietor of Fantastic Comics in Burbank, California, has a man on assignment in San Diego Comic-Con. Berkeley, California. Man on an assignment in San Diego Comic-Con. Going to be talking about that on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Do you have any big comic books to recommend this week?
You know, I'm really excited to read Superman, but I have yet to read it. I'm really excited.
You were gonna
to
love
read
it, dude. It's amazing.
I can't wait. I mean, I'm not reading the absolute books, but I know what the Legion's all about. I mean, this is like Superboy met the Legion when he was, and now Superman's meeting this Legion. Oh, this is exciting. If you're a Superman fan, at least a little bit, or if you're an absolute fan, like I've been telling people that you're reading only these absolute books, but there's gonna be a day. There is going to be a day. And there's going to be a day when you're going to want to read a comic book that isn't Marvel or DC. This is yet to come out, but I just read it this morning. Escape by Rick Remender and Daniel Acuna. If you like anthropomorphic war stories, it's pretty hardcore. I like it.
So it's like the good version of Remender, where he's being real serious instead of being goofy.
50, I think. Yeah.
He
has like one good thing, one bad thing, one good thing, or maybe so not so great. But overall, I think Remender's a pretty solid read. And I'm not going to read any more than this, but I'm telling you, anthropomorphic and war, if kind of World War II-y, but not unless it becomes that. It's Escape, and it'll be coming out soon.
Very, very cool. And you'll have the big live stream on Tuesday talking about San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Anything else you got going on?
Fantastic Comics. No, not right now.
No big sales?
Slaying books. I'm pulling out every dollar comic book I have, and there's a local show that happens once every few months. So one's coming up in August, and I'm going to probably have all that stuff available for people to come peruse after the show. So that will be a thing.
That's the best part of the show is when you find the dollar box and you just start thumbing through and you find the gems.
Well, the show's like only a couple blocks from my store, so I'm gonna definitely go over there, flyer every person, and say, "Come get dollar books."
Very, very, very cool. We've also got Mr. Gabe Hernandez making his triumphant return. Glad that you could come back. Obviously, the man behind Comical Opinions, a Weird Science, DC, and Marvel reviews. Got the YouTube, you got podcasts going on. What are you not doing, Gabe?
Oh, I don't think there's more that I can do without killing myself. So
I know how you feel.
Do that. But of course, I got a few things to mention. Obviously, Weird Science DC Comics for everything DC, Weird Science Marvel Comics for everything Marvel, for everything else, Comical Opinions on YouTube, Substack, all the socials, and what have you. In addition to that, people know I'm also a writer. So we just launched a serialized Substack. It's not a newsletter. It's basically a serialized novel. So you can sign up, you can go to it, and you can read a novel chapter by chapter as each new chapter releases every month.
Like old school pulp?
Yeah, kind of like that. So go to Mystic Streets. It's mysticstreets.substack.com. I'll put a link in the chat. And a new chapter is going to be coming out every week. Right now, we're kind of in the middle of this urban fantasy about a cop detective who's chasing down a group of killers, but it's magic based, so it's not quite just pulp. There's some urban fantasy elements to it. And I'm getting ready, or very soon here, going to be publishing my first full-length novel called The Revelation Cycle. It's basically a guy caught in between a war, if you will, between heaven and hell and warring angels, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll put a link to the wait list in that in the chat as well. So if anybody signs up, they're going to get a discount on the first purchase if they're into that sort of thing. And so lots of stuff going on, lots of writing going on, and hopefully somewhere in there, somebody's going to be entertained, and that's the goal. If I'm not writing to entertain you, then there's no point, contrary to what people like Ron V would say. So check it out. I'll put the links in the chat. As a matter of fact, I got that here. I'll put that in the private chat. Wes, you can put that out as you see fit. Now, as far as comic recommendations for the week, I'm going to go with Geiger number 16. Really strong. I like where Geiger's going, and I wish Rook Exodus had not taken a hiatus and kept going like Geiger had. I think that was a critical mistake to take that big hiatus, because Geiger's taking up the slack and they're doing a great job of it. But Rook Exodus is still my favorite in the Ghost Machine group. So they're coming back, I think, in October or November, somewhere in there. October. But Geiger number 16 is carrying the water and they're doing a great job of it. Space Ghost Annual number 1, also really great. If you're liking Space Ghost, this is a great capper to that overall arc. And say what you will about David Pepos on Punisher, he's doing a killer job with Space Ghost, so that was great. I'm going to recommend Superman number 28. I like that a lot. That was a great issue. I think it puts Absolute Superman to shame. It is worlds better than Absolute Superman right now, and hopefully Williamson can keep it up. I'm going to recommend Texarkanum number 1 from Dark Horse. It's basically like Midwest kind of honky-tonk cowboy, but he fights demons and ghosts and monsters. It's that kind of a tale. And if you're into that sort of thing, urban fantasy, I'm into a lot of urban fantasy, so I like that a lot. And if you're a Dynamite fan, there's not a lot to cheer for except for Space Ghost, but I will recommend Vampirella Armageddon number 1. It's not by Christopher Priest, it's by Tom Snagowski, and he's continuing his like future Sepulchre City type of tale, and it was a really strong start. So I like that a lot. So there's some recommendations for you right there. Hopefully something in there is going to entertain you. Find at least one of those things. Not all comics are bad. The businesses are being run poorly, but not every comic is bad. Those are some bangers. Pick one up. You're going to love it.
And Gabe, this has been simulcast on your Facebook channel?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh, very cool. Well, if you've discovered me for the first time through Gabe's Comical Opinions Facebook channel, come back. Visit us on YouTube.
Yep.
We have a good time here. Very, very cool. And we've also got the Sultan of Soup himself, Sully.
Hello. How you
Did
doing?
you get a stack of fat stack of books this
I
week?
got a small stack of books in my pull list this week. I only got 3 floppies at my local comic book shop, but I also bought a couple of used DVDs, because they have, if you go to your local comic book shop, they probably have a bunch of used stuff that they're going to sell cheap, especially like trade paperbacks. You'll be amazed what you find if you just spend a couple of minutes perusing the sale boxes, the dollar bins, and like old paperback books. And I found like Macross Plus, which is a 30-year-old anime, and I got it for complete for $9 on DVD. I love physical media. I want to say special shout out to Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu issue number 10, Legacy 250. What an amazing single floppy. Great artwork by Dev Premalik. I think it's Jed McKay's tightest work because he's covering a lot of ground on adjectiveless X-Men and the Ungrateful Avengers, but he's really hitting it consistently on Moon Knight, and the art in it is just great. The panels, Dev Premalik is great. He's got great pacing, great camera work. I love this kind of effort out of a line artist. But what's in the bag? What did I get from my local comic book shop this week? Let's find out. That's Doc's favorite thing is crunching up a bag. Doc, I did that for you, buddy. I got Huck, Big Bad World, issue number 3. It's okay. It's not my favorite Mark Miller, but as always, at the end of the book, we get Bird Dad. This is like must become some of my favorite parts of Mark Miller's Dark Horse books is his daughter, Emily Brooks Miller, doing Birdman. I just think I love this because it's like a Sunday funny book. This is better than It's Jeff, because this is when It's Jeff is the strongest. It doesn't take itself seriously, and it's just a funny page. And these are pretty cool. Green Lantern number 25. The what's it called? The Starbreaker Supremacy. Beautiful wraparound cover. This is a really good issue. It really starts off this new arc with a big bang, and I'm in. This is really fun. And my
Guy Gardner is definitely the star of the show in that one.
I love it. Yep. Yeah. And actually Kilowog's got some good screen time. And then we got Razor and Aya, and that's just like, I'm a huge fan of Green Lantern, the animated series. So this is like, this is hitting it right for me right here in the feels, not the Sorrow Lantern. I got a Blue Lantern of Hope for this. And my pick of the week is gotta be Superman number 28. I'm a huge Legion of the Superheroes fan. And we finally get the revelation of Darkside's Legion, and this is just some great stuff in here, including this awesome 2-page splash. It's look at this beautiful art by Dan Mora. It's a huge page. It's evil Saturn girl going through Cal's mind, and this is really good. Ben, can I reveal the last page? Should I? Can I do spoilers?
Do not do that.
All right.
No, Yule hasn't read it yet. Yule hasn't read it yet.
Oh, okay. Because one of my favorite all-time characters returns to have a team up with Superman, and I'm in. I love this book. I've got every issue. And
you know what's interesting? You know what's interesting about that issue? Because we
Uh-huh.
just talked about that earlier. What happens if Batgirl sort of turns on Batman and goes to the other side of the fence, and how dangerous
Yes!
that could be? That's the same scenario. What if Saturn Girl was a villain? And how much
Yeah.
trouble could she give Superman and make his life a living hell? That's the same
Yeah.
scenario played out. That's at a superpower level, but it's the same concept, and it works out great.
And we get Darkside is in this, and we get what could be actual dialogue from disembodied Darkside. You know, so it's a lot of they're starting to weave together the threads for the eventual absolute crossover thing. We're getting to the point of things very soon, I think.
Very nice. Glitchioki says DC uses Darkseid too much, and I miss Vandal Savage. Well, you won't miss him long, because as far as I understand, Vandal Savage is still the commissioner of DC Police, or I'm sorry, Gotham Police in Batman #1. So you will be getting him back, and we haven't really seen Darkseid since he died.
Yeah, right. Is that Kirby's last great character? Anybody?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It's a big one.
But he made those characters in the late 60s, early 70s. So
yeah, it was
Kirby's
70s,
definitely probably got something under his belt.
Wait.
When did
You're
he...
not going to say Silver Star or anything like that.
Black Bolt,
Machine Man.
Machine Man.
Then Darkseid.
Better character.
I mean,
better.
he made
Last-
other
you said
characters.
best last
Why said his
character.
last best character.
Last best character, yeah. Machine Man's got it going on.
Oh, stop it!
You cut it out.
he's pretty good in Red Hulk.
Only
right
when Warren Ellis is doing it.
now. A bit Percy. All right, last but not least, Doc, do you recommend any comic books?
Well, actually, I am going to recommend that folks check out our review for Amazing Spider-Man #8 that will be out Monday. Is that
Is it a
correct?
positive review?
Actually, relatively, yes.
That's cool.
Yes.
Well, compared to the Zeb Wells run.
Dude, I really love this issue with the art.
I've been enjoying. I know a lot of people have had complaints about ASM. They were upset that it didn't become do something bigger early on. I got a good Spider-Man issue just about every issue so far, and I've been getting more and more good Spider-Man issues. I have absolutely zero complaints about this run.
Other than Itsy Bitsy?
I
Well,
liked that.
even that wasn't that bad. It was kind of weird, but to bring the character back, but the way that they did it actually was interesting. Now, so since we were talking about the Byrne Elsewhen,
oh man, that's
I
funny
recommend Uncanny X-Men 143. This is his last issue on X-Men. So 141, 142, Days of Future Past, a Kitty Christmas issue, and then John Byrne is gone until issue 281 when he comes back as the scripter to do Willis Portacio. And then after Claremont quits on Adjectiveless X-Men #3, Byrne takes over that up until issue 9 or 12, and then he rage quits too. And then I think that's the last X-Men he touches until Hidden Years, and then Elsewhen. So, but yeah, so 143, cool. Go find it. Then we will, since he's Canadian. I love this series. It's so ridiculous. It's so stupid, and it's so not Alpha Flight, but it's still feels like Alpha Flight. Like they're trying to be Alpha Flight. They're not. It's not like when Carol Danvers had a space station and called her team Alpha Flight. No. Or when U.S. Agent, for some inexplicable reason, was the leader of Alpha Flight. No, at least this is, you got Major Maple Leaf. Sasquatch is still in it, though. See? Right there. And it's like a whole new team because the original team was gone. They were missing. They were presumed dead. So, this is Scott Lobdell, Clayton Henry. I really enjoy Clayton Henry's art. I've enjoyed it literally since the first time I've seen it. I still think he's a great artist. I think he's the best of the guys named Clayton. Even Crane, even Clay Henry or Clayman. I think I love
Clayton Kershaw. That's who is better.
Clayton Kershaw.
Yes.
Yeah, not the best. I think that Clay Henry is the best superhero artist of all of them. So then, first appearance of the Sentinels. See how small they used to be? They were only like 10 or 11 feet tall.
Right.
You know, I mean, hell, he's not even that much taller than Xavier in a wheelchair. So, yeah. X-Men, what is this, 14? Yeah. So this is right after the Juggernaut two-parter. First appearance of the Sentinels. So, I love that book. Then, one of the other very, very, very minor good X-Men periods since Grant Morrison broke the franchise.
Who wrote this?
This was Remender. This is
Remender,
Uncanny
yeah.
X-Force #1, but this is the J. Scott Campbell variant. There was this variant. There was the there was a Midtown. There's the Midtown version. That's the exact same one, but it says Midtown Comics. So like they commissioned a variant, but didn't even you get like new art. So it sucked for them. There was a Liefeld variant to this, and then you have your regular was it Jerome Opena?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Jerome Opena.
And then Daniel Acuna.
Yeah, and Daniel Acuna. So then I just really love this issue. I mean, come on. It's Ed McGuinness, Deadpool with Joe Kelly and with the AF-15 homage. You know, what's not to love on this? So, yep. I don't even remember what is this, issue 11? Something like that. I don't know.
Issue 11, dude.
Okay, I can't see it. I'm staring at the back of the thing.
Even backwards ones are the same.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I'm literally staring at like
No, I'm just joking.
the back of like the backboard.
We didn't plan any of these books ahead of time, people. You know,
No,
we were gonna
I
talk
never.
about Joe
I
Kelly,
literally just
Deadpool.
kind of reach over and grab stuff, like start pulling through my filing cabinets, like over there. And then I just pull out comics. Then I'm like, ooh, this one's cool. So that's how I pick my recommendations.
Welcome to Doc's Geek Garden.
Wait, I want to show you something. I have this laying right next to me, or sitting right next to me. Because I'm doing
Nice.
some comic book pricing.
Oh, which one was that? Was that the
Kitty
the
Pryde one.
Whitman version?
No, it's just just one with the.
Oh, so it's the
original.
direct.
Yeah,
mine
direct.
was the newsstand. I have a direct in the shelf in the thing too.
Oh, yeah. It's not a dick measuring contest, Doc.
I
No,
know.
I'm just it's funny that I was saying we didn't plan this. I didn't know that he was going to pull it out, and I just had it sitting here because I'm working.
We don't plan any of this shit.
Yeah,
Absolutely
No,
not.
we
a
don't.
little bit of it.
And there you go. This is a fun show, fellas. I appreciate it. Hope everyone's having fun at San Diego Comic Con. Get out to see Fantastic Four. It sounds like it's going to do pretty darn well, and people are enjoying it. And we'll see you next weekend.